It's game time. WNKX welcomes you to this live presentation of local high school sports, made possible by our community advertising partners.
And welcome to WNKX Live, your home for Hickman County Hoops. And we are back home here in J.E. Cisco Memorial Gymnasium tonight as your Hickman County Bulldogs will host the Wayne County Wildcats. And Cam, you know what they say, there's no place like home. It's great to be back here in Centerville.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Been a minute, but excited. I know the players tonight are ready to be at home and ready to go play ball.
Now tonight, Hickman County, the Lady Dogs, have a big test in front of them. They are going head-to-head with the 13-2 Wayne County Wildcats, a top 3 team in the state, Cam, a team not to be trifled with. They will have to be on their best game if they want to walk out of here victorious tonight. Your Lady Dogs entering in tonight 11-6, and they're coming off of a huge win before the snow break last Tuesday against Waverly. They beat the Tigers by a score of 59-37. And they're looking to stay hot here tonight against Wayne County. Tip-off here in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
That's good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life.
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the Energy Pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX. We are exclusively live on YouTube here tonight, and me and my broadcast colleague are a little scatterbrained here tonight. Of course, we had some technical difficulties leading into the stream, but all the same, we are glad that you're with us, and we are so excited to bring you Hickman County basketball. Of course, a week, Cam, is a long time in the sports world, right? Plenty of time for these girls to cool off, to maybe lose a little bit of focus on the weather, focused on enjoying the snow, being out of school. So, Cam, how do the Lady Dogs need to come in here tonight to shake off that rust that the snow day can bring?
Josh, it's the same story every game when it's like this. It is energy. Energy and effort is going to make the difference, especially in the start of this game. To find your groove when you're playing sports, you've got to go head first into it. And tonight, if they come out with any hesitation, any second guessing themselves, it's going to be a long night.
Now, Cam, I mean, we take a look here at the Lady Wildcats roster. They have a lot of size. Of course, number 12, Blair Bogus, a senior, stands at 6 foot tall, and then Ava Ashley, a sophomore, stands at 6'2". So, Cam, how do the Hickman County Bulldogs need to contend with the size advantage that the Wildcats have here tonight?
Box out, Josh. Get those girls out of the paint. Look, they're a huge team, and that's going to play a factor, obviously, as I'm sure it has for them all season. So tonight, it is muy importante to box out.
Of course, as I mentioned before the commercial break, both of these teams are coming off of big victories. Hickman County defeated the Lady Tigers 59-37 last Tuesday, And the last time that the Wildcats played of Wayne County, they played last Tuesday as well, same as us, and they defeated Richland. So both teams are coming in tonight looking to stay hot, but we have the advantage of being at home, Cam, and we cannot overstate the importance of the home field advantage.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. And, you know, if we're not going to let that play a factor tonight, then we might be in a little bit of trouble because those Wayne County girls during warm-ups looked really solid. So we got to come out ready to go.
So your starting five for the Lady Dogs tonight: Nola Kate Bentley, Chloe Warren, Zoe Chilton, Delaney King, and Ava Floyd. King in the middle goes head-to-head with Bogus, and Bogus wins it. And the Wildcats will start off with the ball here tonight, and we are underway here in Centerville. A lot of ball movement here early by Wayne County. Hickman County playing tight defense. Bentley doesn't allow her man to dribble in. Ball at the right wing, pass in the paint, tipped up by Chilton, but cannot corral it. And Bogus tries to go up for the two. No good, but she is fouled and will go to the line. So, Cam, a lot of ball movement early by Wayne County, but Hickman County playing some tough defense here early.
Yeah, Josh, they did solid right there. You know, the first time coming out, it's always tough to play defense because you don't know what they're going to bring out. You can watch all the film you want, but when the game starts, you know, there's always a little bit of, you know, this is the first time you've really seen it in person. But a great job there being in help side, but first foul on Zoe Chilton. We're going to need our post players tonight.
Chilton with a great rebound as Bogus misses both free throws. Chilton being double teamed. Tries to give off to Warren, but it's tipped away. The ball is on the ground, and Wayne keeps it in. So out the right wing, tries to dribble in on King. Mid-range shot well short, and it falls right into the hands of Ava Floyd. Great defense there by King underneath, and Floyd's on the drive. Hands off to Bentley. Bentley, Chilton loses a handle, but corrals it. Gives back to Bentley. And Floyd, nice bounce pass. Warren wants to dribble in hard. Bogus guarding her pass. Right of the paint. Chilton wants to go up, hesitates, and passes it back out to Warren. Finds Bentley, pump fakes, dribbles in, gives Warren to Chilton. So both teams, Cam, playing some aggressive defense as Floyd pulls up from three, no good. Warren gets the rebound. Tries for the putback, no good. And the ball is knocked out of bounds by Wayne County.
Yeah, Josh, this Wayne County team is so long and athletic that it's going to require us to move the ball a lot, whether that is with dribble penetration or with ball movement, but it's going to have to be a lot, and it's going to have to be quick. And that is the only way that they're going to get thrown off balance, it looks like.
And Ava Floyd, a tough mid-range shot off the glass is good, and Hickman County strikes first. Ball now at the left wing, it's Bogus guarded by King. Give over to Daniel. Bryant to the right wing, gives underneath, now to the high post. Dished back out top of the key, ball now at the right wing. Hickman County forcing these Lady Wildcats to pass a lot.
Now, Josh, these Lady Dogs have come out in a really good man-to-man defense, locking these girls up tonight.
And a tough mid-range shot by Bogus falls in for two. We're tied at 2 apiece, just under 5:50 to go in the first quarter.
Of course, Josh, as soon as I mention that they're getting locked up, they make a shot.
Chilton, the ball up top, dribbles in, met by Bogus, looks for help, finds Warren. Warren, Bentley, nice pump fake, dribbles in mid-range, knocked away, and it's picked up by the Wildcats. Now Bogus dribbling into the paint, met by King. Has to give back out up top. Pulls up from three, knocks it down. The three-pointer is good by Ava Ashley, the 6'2 sophomore. And Cam, not terrible defense there, but really just a great shot.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. And this defense here being played by Wayne County, it looks to be a 1-2-2, but they trap any ball in the corner. So these Lady Dogs are going to need to stay out of those corners, or it's going to get them in a lot of trouble tonight. But keep the ball in the middle of the floor and keep that zone from getting set up.
So a jump ball called on the floor there. Hickman County maintains possession. Chilton will be the one inbounding from the baseline.
Now, that 1-2-2, it is a half-court trap. So it's very important to not get in that position to be trapped.
King down the corner, dribbles into the paint, kicks it out. Chilton from three. We're tied. A great shot by Zoe Chilton answers the three-pointer by Ava Ashley. 5-all your score.
Josh, and an answer right there is huge. I'm sure this Wayne County team can get on a run quickly, as confident and as comfortable as they look. So matching them is going to be important tonight, especially energy-wise, but shot-making.
And Ashley drives it all the way into the paint for 2 for Wayne County. So Warren up the floor, gives to Chilton. Out of Floyd in the corner, looking to trap her, trying to fight her way out, and she loses handle of it, and it hits the sideline. So Wayne County takes over, and Cam, you talked about it earlier. Floyd found herself in the corner, nowhere to go, tried to fight out with all of her might, but a turnover there, and the Wildcats will take over.
Yeah, Josh, this is a very interesting defense that Wayne County's playing. It's a very good one because you can tell all these girls know exactly where to be when they need to be there. So breaking this with a dribble, you got to take off immediately and know your holes.
And a three-pointer no good off the back of the rim. A nice hustle play by Warren to pick up the rebound. And it should be noted that number 3, Haley Gordon, has checked in for Nola Kate Bentley. Gordon dribbles in, hands it back off to Warren at the right wing. Warren dribbles in, kicks it out. Chilton pulls up from 3, contested, no good. And a Gordon fighting in for the rebound, puts it up, no good. And it's tipped all around and finally corralled by Mary Grace Littleton of the Wildcats, and they dribble it down the floor.
Josh, I think that's a really good possession there, though.
Bogus gives out, deep 3 attempted by Ashley, no good off the rim, and soars toward the sideline on the left side, out of bounds, Hickman County possession.
Josh, something that, we've seen a number of times is capitalizing on second chance opportunities, especially for these girls. Tonight, you're not going to see a lot of those for us because this is such a large team, but taking them when you get them is going to be super important.
And Gordon throws it behind at Chloe Warren, so unable to capitalize on the break. A nice snag there by Bogus to keep it in bounds. She gives it back out to a teammate. Corner 3 attempt, that's Bryant, knocks down the 3. So Cam, it's no surprise. We know number 21, Emma Bryant's their primary ball handler, their point guard. And who do we see guarding her? Chloe Warren, of course. Just a great scheme there by the Wildcats to get her open, and Floyd drives into the paint. No good, well defended.
And Josh, right now for these Lady Dogs, there's not a lot of offense going as young lady blows right by her, number 21, Emma Bryant, right by Chloe Warren. But right now, Wayne County doesn't necessarily have momentum. They're up by 7 with 12 points, but they don't necessarily have a ton of momentum, I would say. But they are manufacturing their shots because they know where they need to be. Our girls look a little out of sorts. I get it. You haven't played in a little while, but we got to find our spots. We got to know our spots, and if we're not in those spots, we got to make it up with hustle.
Carly Everett is checked into the game for Chloe Warren. Everett gives. Chilton pump fakes a 3, dribbles in, mid-range floater, no good off the back of the rim, and picked up by the Wildcats. Of course, your score 12-5. Wayne County leads, pushing it down the floor, no good. A wild layup, well defended by Floyd, and Everett picks up the board and dribbles it down the floor in a hurry. She takes it herself, and it's knocked away, but Floyd corrals it. Mid-range shot, no good off the front of the rim. And it's knocked out of bounds by Wayne County. And Cam, we've seen Ava Floyd, her strengths. She can drive in on teams that are a similar size, maybe a little bit bigger. But Cam, it's a whole new ball game here tonight. Floyd, a little bit cold shooting. Of course, a lot of that due to the size. I'm looking to see who'll step up here in this game. We've seen Zoe Chilton make some big shots. Who else wants to come in here for the Lady Dogs and make an impact?
Yeah, Josh, and that number 12 young lady, Bogus, she's an elite defender. That was already her second or third block on the night, so you got to start knowing where she is.
And Gordon gives to Floyd. Floyd dribbles in, wants to take it herself. She's fouled.
It'll be on the floor, so they'll be throwing it in from the baseline.
And Floyd will be throwing it in, floats it back to King, but it's tipped away by Ashley. But lucky for the Lady Dogs, Gordon there to pick it up. Bentley back in the game, passes to Gordon in the corner. Gordon gives over to Everett. Everett, a deep 3. No good off the front of the rim. And Cam, we know the American Sniper is not going to shy away from a 3-point opportunity no matter how far she is from the basket. And the ball Tipped away, Hickman County on the break. A chance for some big points. Gordon gives Everett, jump stop, left-handed layup is up and in for the Lady Dogs.
Josh, and that could prove to be huge right here. You know, Wayne County looked like they had a good bit of momentum going. Getting a steal off their best player, Bogus, and heading our way was huge there for our girls, and I hope that can continue the confidence because right now everyone kind of looks like they're still trying to find the groove, trying to find their footing, and they're not finding it right now. So, you know, I hope that can get us started.
Now, Cam, looking at the comparison of these two teams, I don't think we're going to out-strengthen Wayne County. I think what we have to utilize, what we saw there, was the speed. Right, when Hickman County was in the breakaway, there wasn't a Wayne County girl anywhere close to Everett when she was taking it up the floor for the easy two. So if Hickman County can utilize their speed, their efficiency over the size of Wayne County, Hickman might find themselves back into this ball game.
Yeah, Josh, you know, the success I think is going to come from playing in transition. Coach Gavin Gordon talked about them wanting to do that. I think it's going to be important here.
And Bogus, a tough drive, no good, but it's rebounded by Wayne. Tough pass, Bogus in the paint, dribbles in, spin move, left-handed layup is good. And Cam, she is going to be tough to stop going forward in this game.
Yeah, Josh, and she's got a bag. A really good ball handling there in the post, really great post move. So she's going to be one to watch for sure.
And Floyd goes up for the layup, no good. She is fouled and will head to the line for some big free throws here, looking to close the gap. Your score 14-7. 17 seconds remain in this first quarter. The Lady Dogs trail. And Floyd knocks down free throw number one.
Now, Josh, something you saw there was a really easy shot in the lane there for Ava Floyd. She did get fouled and ended up missing it as she knocks down the second free throw. But that's going to be something that's going to be super important. Is that was 2 or 3 real quick passes, got us an open shot in the lane. That needs to be replicated.
And Bentley playing some tough defense up top, not giving her any room to breathe. 3 seconds. Pass in the paint, puts it up, and it's good as the first quarter will expire. So a pretty tightly contested first quarter, and at the end of one, Wayne County 16, Lady Dogs 9. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here on WNKX.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
That's good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life.
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX. I'm Josh Copley, joined by my broadcast colleague Cameron Peters. And I want to give a very special thank you to John Michael Lewis, a senior at Hickman County High School, who has been doing it all tonight. He is our cameraman and our producer. A very special thank you to him for all the hard work he has been doing this season and all the students that have been involved in our broadcast. So Wayne County will start the second quarter with the ball. Tough pass in the paint, no one there, and that will be an easy 2 for Presley Daniel. So 18-9 now your score in the second quarter of play.
Now, Josh, she was wide open there on a back cut. We have to be there and help side. Giving up easy buckets is how this Wayne County team is going to pull away.
So the ball sails out of bounds. They'll say it goes off the fingertips of Adeline Odell, and Hickman County will keep possession. Floyd driving in, baseline. Nice pass to King. King misses the 2. And it's rebounded by Wayne County, but Haley Gordon able to force a jump ball, and the possession arrow points the way of the Lady Dogs.
And that's a great job right there, getting an extra possession for us right there. Delaney King, though, has to capitalize there on that layup.
King drives in, goes up, shot no good, deflected out of bounds by Daniel of the Lady Wildcats. Hickman County will inbound from the baseline. Floyd to throw it in. And Chilton checks in for King.
Now, Josh, with Chilton in, that does mean we lose significant size with Delaney King coming out. So these girls have to make an extra commitment to rebound now.
Mid-range shot by Floyd and no good. And Gordon tries to fight for the rebound out of the hands of Bogus, but she will be called for the foul. Wayne County will be in possession.
Now, Josh, Coach Gordon has now switched to a full-court man-to-man press. We've seen this a few times. I'll be interested to see what they do. If they come out and they trap, it'll be that classic press that we've been seeing. But I think that's a really good decision here because when you are smaller, you want to make them run more and make the floor spread out more. You just have to be in help side. So doing the little things right in this press is going to be what's important.
Prater driving into the basket. No good. It rolls out. But she will be fouled and will go to the line. And Cam, something that I think we need to point out here is that number 25, Ava Ashley, who had been out for the last couple of minutes for Wayne County, has checked back in, no doubt because our big Delaney King has checked out of the game. So I think the coach of Wayne County wants to play to the size advantage. Free throw number 1 by Prater is no good.
Yeah, plus she has a really good shot from deep. I was watching her in warm-ups. She already hit one tonight, so she's definitely a threat from deep, and that might be their go-to three-point shooter.
So free throw number 2 is good, however, for Wayne County, making it a 10-point game, 19-9 your score. Wayne leads. Warren gives over to Floyd. Tough bounce pass. Chilton dribbles in on Boga. Spin move, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Bogus on the drive, pulls up mid-range. The shot is no good, but she is fouled and will go to the line.
Now, Josh, I don't necessarily agree with that. Nola Kate went straight up, but because it is in transition, it's so hard to make that call. So a lot of times, even if you do everything right, it's still going to get called because it is in transition, and the offensive player is moving a lot to make contact with you.
Bogus, who missed both free throws earlier, avenges herself and knocks down these two here. Hickman County needs to answer back. Floyd at the right wing gives. Bentley quickly to Warren. Warren drives in, puts it up, mid-range, no good, too strong, and it falls into the hands of Bogus. And a tough bounce pass, loose on the floor, but picked up by Presley Daniel of the Wildcats, so no harm, no foul for Wayne County, even after the risky bounce pass. Bryant gives over to Prater. Prater to Daniel. Daniel wants to dribble in, looking for help, and she loses control, and it flies off the leg of a Lady Dog. Wayne County remains in possession and will inbound from the far left baseline.
Now, Josh, if you look at the score, 21-9 in favor of Wayne County. You would think that the game is going their way pretty much this whole game, but our girls are just not making shots right now. They've not played bad at all, and they just need to stay confident in what they're doing because what they're doing will lead to success.
So Floyd at the high post. Dribbles in on Prater. Takes it mid-range, no good, too strong, gets her own rebound, and goes off the glass for 2.
Great job there by Ava Floyd staying with it. I know she's frustrated right now because she's not making the shots that she wants, but irregardless, she is on as a turnover there by Bogus, said she walked. But I want to see Ava still being aggressive, but I want to see her get others involved. She is the best on the team at getting in the lane and causing a disruption in the defense. Against this zone, that's going to be the most important thing. Now, something I've noticed with Wayne County is when they can set up the zone, they do that. But when it's not, when they don't have time to set up the zone, they're playing man-to-man. So they're seeing a different defense pretty much every time they come down the floor.
So Chilton turns it over off her own leg, but a nice job in pursuit there by Floyd to deny the shot. But Wayne will still be in possession. Prater wants to drive in on Warren. A wild shot, no good. And it goes out of bounds on Bogus. So a lot of traffic there underneath the basket, and this will play to Hickman's advantage as Floyd inbounds to Warren. Gives over to Chilton at the right side of the floor. Chilton dribbles up, gives to Bentley in the corner. She'll be double teamed, wants to drive in and has it taken away. Bogus drives, wants to put up a shot, it's no good. And Cam, looking down at this end of the floor, pretty much sums up how this game has been going so far. I mean, just the strength of this Wayne County team, just to reach in and just take it, right? So
yeah, Josh, these girls are big, they are strong, and the only way to combat that, as Bogus knocks down her first, the only way to combat big strength is to push them to play fast. Our girls are excellent, as Bogus knocks down the second. Our girls are excellent at that. So I want to see, I'm sure going into halftime, Coach Gordon's going to prioritize that, but I want to see that more, is a fast-paced offense with lots of shots, because right now it's 60% ending in shots and probably 40% ending in turnovers right now.
Floyd with the ball, dribbles in, mid-range shot, no good, and picked up by Wayne County. Ashley drives in, gives it to the corner, it's Prater. Dribbles in, kicks it out. Bogus, look to shoot, spin move into the paint, loses control of it, and it rolls out of bounds. Hickman ball. Hickman desperately needing to capitalize on the turnover by Wayne.
Something that the Hickman County girls have done very well tonight is doubling on Bogus. She has, as Zoe Chilton, trying to make the pass in the post to Delaney King, but throws it wild. But tonight, Bogus has amazing post moves, Josh. But she doesn't really have a sense. Turnover.
Floyd takes it away, dribbles to the basket. The left-handed layup is good. So Cam right there. Hickman County swarmed, and they use their speed. And again, they're trying to swarm Bogus, looking for help, gives off to Bryant. Pass into the paint. That's a wide open layup. So Cam, that's the risk reward of playing that aggressive defense. Of course, if you're not careful, you can get burned over the top. They did right there, but the possession before, it ended in points for the Lady Dogs. And Haley Gordon is called for the walk, and Wayne will take over. 25-13 your score in favor of the Lady Wildcats. Timeout is called with 3:23 to go in the first half. So Cam, it seems like things are just always a little bit out of reach for Hickman County in this first half.
Yeah, Josh, and I think it's a sense of they're not entirely confident in what they're doing right now. They seem a little out of sorts because every time they come down the floor on offense, they're seeing a different defense. Wayne County has this, I'm going to call it a 1-3-1, that when they drop back, a person on the wing that the ball side didn't go to. So if the ball goes to the right side, the person on the left goes down to the other block. And then it turns into a 1-2-2. It's a very tough defense. The movement's very good. But then when they're playing in transition, it's man. And so they're seeing a different defense almost every time they come down the floor. It's really hard to adjust to that. And our girls are doing a really, really good job when they come out. They have figured out what to do in this zone, but when it's man, they're having a harder time. So just finding your groove, trusting yourself really is what it comes down to.
And Wayne pushing it down the floor. Bryant in the left corner knocks down the three. Makes it 28-13. And folks, I want to remind you, we are exclusively on YouTube here tonight, given the difficulties we've had on Facebook. So if you know anyone that's been exclusively watching on Facebook, remind them, hey, check us out on YouTube. There should be a link posted on Facebook. You can go find it there and tune in. As Gordon now goes across the way to Floyd at the right wing. Goes back over to Warren, and Warren dribbles in, looking for help, tries to find Chilton in the paint, nothing there, taken away. And it's a breakaway for the Wildcats. Gordon tries to hawk down Prater to no avail, and another easy two for the Lady Wildcats. A 17-point lead do the Wildcats have over the Lady Dogs, and a pass looking for King underneath goes off her hands and out of bounds. Wayne County ball.
Now, Josh, what's an easier pass to intercept or to deflect? One across half the court or one 5 feet away. The 5-foot one is the correct pass to make every time, right? Our girls right now are making these long passes that are getting deflected and causing havoc for us.
Daniel goes for two, no good. Rebounded by Warren. Warren up to Gordon. Gordon back, Warren. Dribbles in, looking for help, gives out to Gordon. Mid-range, good. Gordon's first bucket of the game.
And Josh,
it down to a 15-point deficit.
I want to see more of that, just shots going up.
And this time, Daniel is able to find the rim to answer the bucket of Haley Gordon. That's tipped away, Prater. Now on the breakaway, puts it up, no good, but she's fouled and will head to the line.
Now, Josh, what is the thing that is getting me right now is we keep replicating what we've been doing over and over, like we're going to get a different result as she knocks down the first. We have got to make an adjustment right now, and I don't know where that's going to come from. I don't know who's going to make it. There's an adjustment that needs to be made that gets a flow to our offense, because right now it just kind of looks like everybody's playing kind of one-on-one and doing their thing. So I want to see a flow.
And Bentley from three, no good, off the rim. Rebounded by Bogus of the Wildcats. Dribbles down the floor, guarded by Bentley. The layup is good. 36-15 your score, just over a minute to go in the first half.
Now, Josh, this young lady Bogus, she is just straight up good at basketball. She has been very impressive tonight. You know, she's been pretty much their primary post player while also bringing the ball up the floor. She's gone coast to coast a couple of times, so exceptionally talented that young lady is.
Everett now, who's back in the game, looks to pass, no good. Falls right into the hands of Ava Ashley and the Wildcats. On another break, they'll set up, ball down the left corner. Prater dribbles in, kicks it out to the right corner. It's Bryant. Bryant misses the open three, rebounded by Daniel. Tipped away and picked up by Everett. Everett to Floyd, dribbles it back around to the corner. Touch pass, Everett from three, no good. Rebounded by King, kicks it out. Bentley, under 30 seconds to play. Floyd at the right wing.
Josh, we got to get some shots up right here.
Looks for a step back, maintains her pivot foot, spin move, puts it up, no good. And Cam, that might be a classic example of trying to do a little too much there as Prater caps off with yet another layup, under 10 seconds to go. Bentley to Floyd, 5 seconds. Floyd, a deep three, and it's batted out of bounds by Bogus, and that is how the first half of play will end. Your score, 38-15, in favor of the Wildcats. One half of basketball to be played. Don't go anywhere on WNKX.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
That's good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX, your home for Hickman County Sports. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters. Of course, our cameraman and producer for the night is John Michael Lewis, a senior at Hickman County High School. We're very thankful for him and the work that he's been doing this season. And Cam, it has been a rough start to the game for the Hickman County Lady Dogs. Of course, your score right now, as we're about 2 minutes away from second half basketball, is 38-15 in favor of the Lady Wildcats. And Cam's scoring has been a rarity for the Lady Dogs in this first half. Of course, Haley Gordon has a bucket. Everett has one bucket. Zoe Chilton had the 1-3 earlier. Ava Floyd's made a couple of free throws and 3 two-point shots. So really not a lot going here for Hickman County, at least in this first half. What do they need to change if they want to bring this game back?
Josh, we talked about it before we got back on. I mentioned it to you. A bad shot is always better than a turnover. A bad shot gives you a chance to score points. A turnover gives the other team a better chance at scoring points. So I want to see us put up shots, right? At this point, you are down by 23. How are you going to get back in this game? It's by scoring, right? You want to know a magic secret about basketball, Josh?
What's that, Cam?
To win the game, you have to score more points than the other team.
Are you serious?
Do you know how do you score more points than the other team, Josh?
I would assume you put the ball in the basket.
You put the orange ball in the orange hole more times than the other team. And so when you don't give yourself the opportunity to do that, that gives you less of a chance to win, right?
Makes sense to me.
And so that's what I want to see from these girls is let's put shots up. Let's see what we can do. Let's limit the turnovers. And if it comes down to I'm in a tough situation, it is either I'm getting double teamed. Be Kobe. Go, shoot it at this point, right? Because you got to claw back into this game, but you don't just claw with bad shots, right? You want to play good offense. So the big thing I'm seeing tonight is it's not necessarily a lack of confidence, but it's a lack of feel right now. You know, we talked about it has been a week since these girls have played. I want to see in the second half a groove that they hit to get themselves going, Josh. And so I want to see them keep the ball out of corners because that's causing turnovers, and let's put the ball in the basket through good, solid offense with purposeful passing.
So we are underway now in J.E. Cisco for second half basketball. Wayne County begins with possession. Bogus being guarded by Bentley, gives over to Prater. Now back up top to Daniel. Daniel to Bryant. Now to Bogus. At the wing, it's Prater, guarded by Floyd. Passes Bryant, pulls up from three. Warren in her face, knocks it down. So Wayne County picking up right where they left off with a three to start the half.
And Josh, there's nothing to critique there. That was just a really good shot by a really good player.
Floyd looking for help. And it's kicked away by Prater. So Cam, it looked like Floyd a little bit rattled there at the left wing. Typically, I think if she was feeling confident, she might attempt that three right there. But, of course, the mentality here, very important going forward in this game when you're down. And a foul is called on Wayne County. So Hickman County needs something to get confident. Find a reason to get fired up.
Yeah, Josh, and somebody needs to take and make this defense overcommit. We need to swing the ball. But, again, they double a lot out of this zone. And when I say a lot, I mean every chance that they get to double, they are doubling. And we have got to make sure that they aren't allowed that chance.
And Warren tries to shoot it over Presley Daniel. The shot is no good, but Warren is fouled and will go to the line with a chance to get a couple points here. Free throw number one, rattles off, no good.
Now, Josh, these are really Chloe Warren's first shots of the game. She knocks down the second one. This young lady, I want to see her get involved in the offense more. She's going to be a huge factor in the success of this team. Obviously on defense, as we've talked about plenty of times. But right now on offense, we need to see her.
And a nice takeaway there by Chilton and by Bentley and Floyd to force the errant pass. Bentley to Warren. Warren dribbles in on the baseline, looks for help, gives it back out. Chilton wanted to pull up from 3, decides otherwise. Now Warren drives the paint, gives over. Floyd from 3, good. And that is Ava's first 3 of the game, the second 3 for the Lady Dogs.
Now, Josh, that zero hesitation, go right into the shot right there. Huge confidence builder.
And Prater is able to put up the 2. So 43-19 your score. Wayne leads by a lot. Floyd, King, mid-range, no good, too strong off the rim, picked up by the Wildcats. Now at the right wing, it's Ashley, met by Chilton. Gives up top to Daniel. Daniel swings to Bogus at the left wing. Now gives off to Bryant. Bryant passing the paint to Ashley. The ball was knocked out of bounds, but a foul is called. And that will send number 25 to the free throw line. They will get Zoe Chilton on the foul.
Josh, and that was a tough spot there for Zoe to be in. She was completely sealed out. Sometimes when you're in that position, you just got to let her have that shot, right? That's 3 on Zoe right at the start of the third quarter. She's going to be a valuable piece the rest of this game. So that's a tough spot for her to be put in and a tough spot for the team.
Ashley knocks down both free throws, widening the gap 45-19. Warren gives over to Bentley. Bentley across the way to Floyd. Dribbles in, jump stop mid-range. It's good.
Josh, that's what I've been waiting on all game. That shot right there at the elbow, it has been open every time. Wayne County wants to trap the top corners. The way to defeat that is a quick dribble drive into a mid-range shot.
And Bogus is fouled on the floor. She takes a tumble there. She seems to be all right.
But, yeah, I expect to see that shot more because that's the one shot that's been open all game long.
Kicks it out the corner. Bryant from 3. No good. Rebounded by Bentley. A rare miss there by young Bryant of the Wildcats, but Hickman County catches a break. Floyd dribbles in hard, mid-range. No good, but she is called for the charge.
Josh, I don't know about all that. Her feet were still moving, but it is what it is. Ava Floyd has to pick up and move on with what happened.
Nice double team by the Lady Dogs. The pass, wild, but picked up by Ashley. Now to Daniel, up top to Bogus. Pump fakes, gives out to the wing. Bryant quickly passes to Prater, and Prater is fouled by Bentley. So, Cam, it looks like the Hickman County Lady Dogs trying to take a page out of Wayne County. A lot of double teams there swarming the ball handler.
Her first team score.
Tries to find Ashley underneath, picked up. They're pushing up the floor. Gordon, and it's knocked out of bounds by Wayne County. That was Prater going stride for stride with Haley Gordon. And Cam, Haley Gordon, a fast young lady. It's hard to keep up with her, but props to Prater of Wayne County for being able to do so.
Yeah, Josh, and she's been the one all game to be pushing the issue on defense and offense as Floyd misses the shot from the corner.
And Cam, they were wrestling with that ball for a long time. No jump ball, but a foul is called. And Chloe Warren grabbing at her face. Probably took a shot to the nose, I would imagine. Of course, that's what happens when you get tangled up. And Coach Gordon not pleased at all. I mean, Cam, usually plays like that, they're quick to call jump balls. That went on for a long time, and that can be a result. So Warren being taken back to the locker room. We hope this young lady's okay as she's being attended to by a couple of coaches. I know the athletic director, DJ Key, going to check on her as well, I believe. So Hickman County, maybe they can use this as a spark, Cam. Sometimes injuries, when teammates get shaken up, that can light a fire under offenses. So let's see if Hickman County will take it and run with it.
Now, Josh, they're currently cleaning up a bloody nose. So Chloe must have got popped in the nose, causing her to bleed. That was a rough spot to be in there, as there was a battle down low, throwing elbows. that's the first instance of this happening. So, nothing on the refs at this point. But now, as a referee, you have to recognize, this you don't want this to continue, because as we've seen plenty of times, when the girls' game gets like this, it's magnified in the guys' game, right? We saw that especially with Marshall County this year, and things like that. So, big thing for me a lot of times in these situations, when something got a little too out of hand, more out of hand than it should have, the refs picking up the idea like, hey, let's take care of this. Let's not let it get any further than it already is. Of course, we hope Chloe's doing well.
Well, and we know, Cam, I also want to point out, nothing malicious, nothing intentional there behind that. I mean, whenever you're vying for a basketball, you're on the court, you have everyone surrounding you, it's easy for emotions to flare, for you to get aggressive, to want to wrestle the ball away as much as you can, and that can just be a side effect sometimes of what happens in this sport. So you can't blame anyone, right? It's just the nature of the game. Chloe knew when she signed up to play basketball that this was the risk you run when you play a sport, right? A lot of physicality, a lot of contact can happen. So I think we just need to move on, and hopefully Chloe does heal up soon and that she is okay, and it's hopefully nothing's broken. Hopefully it's just a little banged up. So
now, what I'm hoping a good result comes out of this is to throw Wayne County out of sync a little, right? That young lady got flustered down there. The whole team got a little flustered. There was really a no call until the last second there. But also want to see that light a fire under the Lady Dogs, to see your teammate get popped in the nose. Let that be a little fuel to the fire. So push that ball down the court, get some shots up, and let's play ball.
So we are about to resume play here in J.E. Cisco. Floyd will be inbounding. She passes out to Gordon. Floyd dribbles in on Prater, loses control, but is able to pick it back up. Floyd drives in, and another charge is called on Ava Floyd. That's her second of the game. And I don't think, Cam, the Hickman County faithful are very happy about that one, but it is what it is, as Wayne County will take over. Ashley inbounds to Bogus. Bogus back to Ashley. So now Prater finds Bogus underneath, kicks it back out. At the free throw stripe, it's Daniel, and knocks down the mid-range two. 47-21 your score, just under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Floyd dribbles in hard. She is fouled, and the shot will not count. Inbounded, King picks it up beyond the perimeter, gives Everett a long three, well short. I think Wayne got a hand on it. And Gordon goes for a 180 putback, no good. King puts it up off the glass, no good. And finally picked up by Wayne County. They're pushing it down the floor. Prater tries to go to Bogus, but it finds the arms of freshman Carly Everett. And Everett down the floor gives Bentley, pump fake back to Everett. Nice cross, gives out to Floyd. Floyd dribbles in hard, takes it herself, no good. And Wayne County picks it up.
And Josh, it really looks like there's no plan right now for the Hickman County girls.
Ball is knocked out of bounds. A Wayne County girl on the floor. Chilton checking in for Floyd.
For Floyd for the Lady Dogs.
Ball down the corner, finds Bogus in the paint, puts it up mid-range. She's fouled, and the shot is good. So she has a chance to cap off a three-point play here. They are 1 point shy from the half-century mark.
Foul on team, first, second team split.
Josh
Bogus knocks down the free throw to complete the three-point play. And a couple of substitutions here for Wayne County.
Really fortunate that one wasn't called on Zoe Chilton right there. She swiped down at the ball. It's probably her that made contact. Irregardless, that would have been 4 on her, but she stays with 3 as Delaney picks up her second. So not in a bad situation yet.
Everett tries to drive, no avail. And they will get Ava Ashley on the walk. So Hickman currently trailing by 29. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. 50-21 your score. Bentley at the right wing. Gives over to Chilton. Now to Everett. Everett back up top. Gordon pulls up from 3. No good. Swiped out of bounds by number 33, Adeline Odell of Wayne County. Hickman County will stay in possession. Chilton will be inbounding from the baseline on the far side near the student section. Chilton gives, Bentley dribbles in, gives out, Gordon. Now to Chilton. To Everett. Everett dribbles in hard. But has to give back out to King at the right elbow. Spin move, King puts it up, no good, but she's fouled.
And a great move there by King, recognizing if she continues to go to the left, she's met by a double team. The spin off and a good attempt right there by her.
So King with a chance for a couple of points. Free throw number 1 is good.
The first is good.
And that will be Delaney King's first point of the game.
Now, Josh, at this point in the game, what you want to see out of these young ladies, probably not going to claw back in this one, right? 23 down, 28 down. But either way, you know, you want to see full-on effort, and that's what I hope to see.
It's taken away by the Lady Dogs. Oh, and a little bit of miscommunication there. No one looking for the pass, and it goes out of bounds. Wayne County will take over. So a pretty good defensive possession that we just saw, but Hickman unable to capitalize. Tough pass to Ashley. Underneath, well guarded by Everett, and they call Ashley for the double dribble. Ava Floyd checking back in the game for Nola K. Bentley. Everett bringing it up the floor.
Now, Wayne County is in man-to-man, and Ava Floyd has done really well against them in man tonight.
And Gordon from the corner knocks down the 3. And that was a great cross move there by Carly Everett. Great way to dish it out there to Gordon. An even better job by Gordon to cap off the 3, give the assist to the freshman Everett. It's now a 25-point game. Oh, and Gordon tries to take it away, but Bryant Corral's mid-range shot rolls off no good, but it goes off on Wayne County. So Cam, even though they still trail by 25, Hickman finding a little bit of momentum here late in the third quarter.
Yeah, Josh, and that's the only thing you can hope for at this point in the game, really. It's probably out of reach unless they go on the craziest run in the history of basketball, which I hope they do. But just finding your footing to get ready for Friday's game.
And the officials, Cam, this harkens back to what we mentioned earlier when Chloe Warren was banged up. They were much quicker to call the jump ball right there, definitely trying to avoid any type of physical calamity. Oh, and a deep bomb, and it's on the dot. And Bryant has it knocked away by Haley Gordon. A great rundown. That was a wild sequence offensively and defensively.
Yeah, Josh, great job there by Haley Gordon to beat the girl down the floor, swipe down, look like James Harden on DeMar Rosen. If you get that reference, good block.
And Ashley, a tough shot off the glass is good, and she is fouled with a chance to complete the three-point play. Delaney King is the guilty party.
Foul on King, her third.
And that is King's third foul of the contest. Ashley at the line, sinks the free throw. Everett passes, Gordon, tough pass to King, dribbles in. Want to give it back out to Gordon, but it gets away. Wayne County trying to keep it in. Everett, mid-range, good. A long two there for Carly Everett, her 4th point of the game, her 2nd bucket. Under 10 seconds remain in this 3rd quarter play. Pass to the glass. And Ashley puts up the 2, and she's fouled by Haley Gordon. No, that's Delaney King they'll get for the foul. So King, her 2nd foul in the last minute, nets her 4th of the game. And Cam, she's starting to find herself in foul trouble.
Yeah, Josh, really tough spot to be in. We know Delaney's the only one that can really match the size of this Wayne County team, so we need her in that game.
So the buzzer will sound, and that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Your score, Wayne County 55, Hickman County 27. 8 minutes remain in this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on WNKS.
You owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life.
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters. Hickman County trailing by a considerable margin here in the 4th quarter as we are underway. 55-27 your score. And a nice pass, Floyd to King. King puts it up, no good, but she is fouled.
King is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
She is fouled by Mary Grace Littleton of Wayne County. And King knocks down free throw number 1. Her 2nd point of the game. And number 2 is up and in. Hickman on defense. Bogus driving in, finds Prater. Has to give it back out. It's Bryant. Bryant to Littleton. Littleton, Bogus wants to drive herself. No good, but she's fouled.
Foul on Floyd. Her 4th, team's 1st.
So Cam, that's also Ava Floyd's 4th foul of the game. 1 foul away from being checked out of the game.
Yeah, Josh, and if you're Coach Gordon, what other option do you have than to leave her in there, right? She's your best enforcer on offense, so you just got to trust her to not make mistakes.
The 2nd free throw is no good, but Wayne County gets the rebound with a chance to put up some more points. It's Bogus at the free throw stripe, dribbles in, gives out of the corner. It's Littleton from 3. And it bounces off the rim, sky high, and falls in.
That was a circus shot there, Josh.
A bit of good fortune there for the Wildcats. They now lead by 30. They would blow the whistle, and it will be a turnover by the Lady Dogs. Nola Bentley back into the game. Will be checking in for Zoe Chilton.
If I'm Coach Gordon, and I am looking at what to do in this game, as a great play there by Bogus to dish it off underneath, picking up that assist. But if I'm Coach Gordon, with my girls the next couple of days before we face East, I'm working with how to handle a double team, because that's the big story for tonight is when a double team comes, what do you do? And they're really struggling with that tonight, Josh. I hope to see an improvement to the end of this game.
And King dribbling in, nothing there as Daniel picks it up. And Hickman forces the jump, but it remains with the Wildcats all the same. But yeah, Cam, it's certainly been a tough day at the office today for the Hickman County Lady Dogs, and I'm looking forward to talking to Coach Gordon about what adjustments he wants to make in the future, right? I mean, a big game this Friday, arguably, if you ask any student, the most important game of the year, and Ashley unable to pick up the two underneath on the cut. Everett driving in herself, left-handed layup is good. An incredible shot by the freshman. And
Josh,
Cam,
that's a tough bucket right there by Carly Everett. Little Euro step, Manu Ginobili type beat there.
And Cam, while this game may not be going the way Coach Gordon and the Lady Dogs want it to, I mean, Carly Everett is definitely the future of this team, one of the futures of this team. She is so talented. And a big takeaway there by the Lady Dogs. Bentley from three. No good, too strong, and picked up by the Wildcats. A Prater driving on Everett, shot no good, but a blocking foul called on number 5.
Now, Josh, you talked about Carly being a big part of the future of this team. Right there's a big learning moment for her. You have a player driving as fast as they can go to the rim, and you're the only one that stands in the way. You have to get there to cut them off hands high. Right there, she came in, tried to get that block, quick steal. That's a learning moment, and hopefully she can learn from that and apply it.
So Prater goes 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Nice move by Everett, kicks it out. Bentley, open look from 3, no good. But Bentley gets her own rebound and gives to Gordon. Gordon mid-range, no good. And King gets the rebound. The putback is no good, and Ashley finally comes up with it. And a foul is called on the Lady Dogs. They'll get number 3, Haley Gordon, on the foul. It'll be her third of the game. Still 2 to spare with 5 minutes and some change to go. Can't imagine that will have too much of a bearing on the outcome here. Bentley playing tough defense on Littleton. Littleton has to give over to Ashley at the left wing. When Everett tries to cut off the pass, but Daniel able to corral it and will hand off to Littleton. Some nice defense there being played, and Floyd gets the takeaway. Littleton looking for Odell, and a nice move by Floyd. Left-handed layup up off the glass is good.
Josh, really good move there by Ava Floyd. These girls have looked good in this fourth quarter, driving to the rim, staying in transition. We talked, if they want to have success, they got to play in transition. They haven't done that much tonight. So, blocking foul called on Nola Kate Bentley. That is a odd foul to call there, nonetheless. The referee called it. But anyway, getting to the rim, these girls have looked very good.
Ashley gives out to Odell. Odell over to Prater. Prater drives in herself, no good. And Everett forces the jump ball. And the possession arrow points the way of Hickman County. A very heads-up play there by the freshman. Hand only on the ball, made sure to avoid any extra physical contact, and gets Hickman County the possession.
Yeah, great job not taking the unnecessary jump there. A lot of times, somebody's going to try to, like, when you block, you think, oh, I got to jump. She just saw an opportunity to reach up and grab it. That's going to get called a jump ball. Great job there by Carly Everett.
Gordon gives over to Everett, pump fakes, dribbles in, kicks it out. Floyd from 3, knocks it down.
Floyd from downtown.
So a timeout is called on the floor. Your score 61-36. Wayne County in the lead. 4 minutes exactly to go in this game.
Josh, this timeout call right here, it's not necessarily the game plan. It's not necessarily for any other reason than give these girls a break. You know, these girls have been out there for pretty much this entire quarter outside of Nola Kate, and but they need a second. But I do want to mention Tinley Davis is now in the game, and she already made an impact off in the corner, playing solid defense. But excited to see her.
And it's always great to see, I mean, the entire team, of course, but especially to get to see the freshmen out there getting some minutes, getting to learn. Because Coach Gordon knows these are the girls he's going to have to rely on in the future. So the more minutes he can get them, the more experience they can get, the better this team will be in the long run. So Wayne County with the ball. Bryant gives off to Bogus. Bogus back to Prater. Prater over to Ashley. Now to Daniel up top. A lot of ball movement here by the Wildcats, as we've been accustomed to seeing. Some tough defense being played here by the Lady Dogs. Bogus drives in. The shot is good. And Coach Gordon gave Tinley Davis a tough task there. She was responsible for guarding the 6'2" Ava Ashley, the sophomore, and she held her ground. And King tries to put it up, no good, but she's fouled.
Yeah, great job there by Tinley Davis. Look, with the girls that are out there on the floor right now, she's going to be outsized no matter who she's going against right now. So any assignment is not going to be an easy one for this freshman, but great job picking it up there with confidence.
And the first free throw is no good off the back of the rim. And Nola Bentley will be checking back in for Carly Everett. And free throw number 2 falls in for King. And Cam, Delaney King has looked pretty solid for the Lady Dogs at the free throw line.
Yeah, Josh, she's been stepping up and knocking them down today. Really good to see confidence there, especially somebody that you're going to assume is going to get to the free throw line a number of times.
And Gordon almost able to come up with a big steal there. Bounce pass, Bryant gives out. Ashley from 3, and it's good. Under 3 minutes to go, 66-37 your score. Floyd with the ball. Gives to Bentley at the right wing. Now hands off to Gordon. Looking for help. And gives over to Floyd. Ava tries to dribble in herself. Shot is no good, but she's fouled.
And a really good job there by Ava, finding a way to get her a good shot off. You know, so many times, you know, we see her with straight line drives, baseline drives, and she's got a really good bag, really good ball handler. You know, and I love there that she pulled it out to get a good, effective shot.
So Floyd goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line, 39-66. Your score. 2 minutes and 15 seconds now remain in the fourth quarter, as it appears that Wayne County is preparing a mass substitution to get some of their freshmen and sophomores and younger girls involved as well. And the whistle blows, and it will call an offensive foul on Wayne County. Gordon inbounds to Floyd. It's Davis at the right wing. Davis dribbles in, kicks. Floyd from 3. Good. Ava Floyd's third 3 of the game. And a timeout is called on the floor, just under 2 minutes to go. And Cam, while this game has certainly not been going the way Hickman County wants it to, I think there are definitely still some bright spots. They haven't just been doing everything wrong, right? I think sometimes you need to acknowledge just how good your opponent truly is. And Wayne County, phenomenal team. A lot of talent, a lot of size, and even a lot of speed to go along with it, as well as some great shooters. So Hickman County, all things considered, being a young team, being a smaller team, I think they've held their own relatively well, and they've done some things that definitely haven't been as good, but they can learn from all the same.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. They've definitely not faced a team as long and as athletic as this Wayne County team. So when you go in and you're facing an opponent that is this good and this big, it's a good learning experience and a great test for the rest of the year, because as we know, we have we got 2 games on the road, a home game, and then 5 in a row away. So there's a big away stretch coming, and it'll be big.
And Cam, it looked like Floyd and number 15 Carly LeBombard had a bit of a collision there, head to head. So both these girls looked a little shaken up on the floor, and Floyd, of course, that being her 5th foul, I believe, is now out of the game here tonight. And Floyd will finish with 21 points, and LeBombard misses free throw number 1. Free throw number 2, no good, rebounded by King. Everett up the floor, gives Gordon, pulls up from 3, no good, off the back of the rim. Bentley runs it down, gives to Everett, back to Gordon. Now the corner, it's Davis, knocks down the 3. Her first bucket of the game.
And a great job there by Tinley Davis knocking down that shot. Josh, that young lady has a wonderful stroke. It is so fundamentally sound. Beautiful, beautiful basketball shot. And we've seen a few times, especially in that Waverly game where she played a good bit of minutes. She knows where she needs to be. She knows how to play. And, you know, you can tell that this young lady knows very well how to play her game and within herself. And when she's on the floor, she does a great job of that. And you don't see that a lot in freshmen. At times, you know, you see Carly Everett always giving 100%, but sometimes playing a little out of her element. Tinley Davis knows when to be aggressive with her shot and knows her game well. So she's been very impressive to watch so far this year.
So both teams emerging from their timeouts, just under a minute and a half to go. 87 seconds to be exact remain in the contest. The Bulldogs trail by 26. So, in this last minute and a half or so, Hickman County definitely playing for pride, trying to trim down the score just a little bit. And Everett gets a hand on it, but unable to secure the takeaway. And they'll say her foot was on the sideline. That was number 24, Emma Green. They'll get on the turnover. Nice defense there by Carly Everett. Davis inbounds to Everett. Everett drives, kicks it. Bentley from 3, knocks it down from 3-point land. And that was Bentley's first bucket of the game. And Cam, the way Bentley had been shooting, her shots weren't missing by just that much. We knew it was a matter of time before she found a bucket.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. And she rushed them every now and then. It's Haley Gordon with a turnover.
Driving up the floor, off the glass and in. And that will be an and 1 for Haley Gordon. So she has a chance to complete the 3-point play.
So, Josh, a lot of positives going in to the end of this game. You know, and that's what I wanted to see. Friday is going to be Friday, unless you play in the state tournament, is the biggest game you're going to play all year at East. And so preparing for that, giving the effort for that, and finding your groove at the end of this game is huge.
Gordon mid-range. Oh, it's no good. Rattles in and out. And it goes out on Wayne County. So, Cam, seeing how things were looking at the half and early in the third quarter, I mean, this deficit they face as Everett attempts a 3, no good. Just some tough luck there for the Lady Dogs. Nothing seems to be falling, and a jump ball is called. But, Cam, as I was saying, with 22 seconds left in this game, I mean, 50-66 doesn't look just terrible on the scoreboard, all things considered.
Yeah, Josh, for as many turnovers and madness as there was for the offense in the first half and third quarter, they definitely have found a footing in this last quarter and put a little bit of a run together. Not a big enough run to make a comeback for the win, but certainly to shrink the lead and to find, you know, themselves again as they go into the rest of this week.
And it's taken away and knocked out of bounds by Wayne County, as that will bring our first game of the evening to a close. The Wayne County Lady Wildcats will take down your Hickman County Lady Bulldogs by a final score of 66-50. Now, folks, don't go anywhere, as we will have one more basketball still to come, as the Hickman County Bulldogs will take on the boys of the Wayne County Wildcats. We'll be right back.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
That's good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WNKX. We hope you're still with us as we have a second game on the way here tonight from J.E. Cisco. We're back in Centerville, Tennessee after a 2-game away stretch last week. And of course, we were supposed to be back home last Friday, Cam, against Harpeth, which is a big district game, but due to the weather, we were unable to. Now, Cam, did you enjoy the snow these last few days?
Well, Josh, full admittance here. The first day that there was snow, I absolutely did not step outside. I was not in the mood. I was just sending emails and paying attention to the back of my eyelids. But the day after, I did get out a little, enjoyed the snow a little bit. My favorite part of the snow is just how beautiful it is. Yesterday, I took a long trip to a meeting to Athens, Tennessee, and got to see the snow on the mountains, and that was absolutely gorgeous. So, absolute blessing there.
Oh, hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Cam. I'm sort of the same way. I enjoyed walking outside, marveling at the beauty, of course, of nature and everything. But as much as I've enjoyed the snow, there's no place I'd rather be than here broadcasting these games alongside you. And Hickman County has a tall task ahead of them, much as the girls did against the Lady Wildcats. The boys have the same, of course, opponent here tonight with the boys of the Wildcats. And Cam, Hickman County coming off of a big win against Waverly last week. They've gone 2-0 against the Tigers this season. They beat them 62-53 with Elisha Puckett scoring 25 points and Will McDonald stepping up in the scoring department with 14 points of his own. The Cam tonight, they have a bit of a different animal in Wayne County, right? A bit higher quality of opponent than Waverly, but one I still think Hickman County can beat if they play their A game.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. I'm a full believer when you have a guy named Elisha Puckett on your team, you can beat anybody. That young man's incredible, but more so than that, you mentioned Will McDonald. Hickman County really, really needs a second option to step through. Now, oftentimes Dylan Qualls can be viewed as a second option, but we know Dylan's game is getting inside, right? And that's primarily what Elisha wants to do. So that gives us two options kind of looking at the same thing. Will McDonald, I want to see him shoot the basketball more. He can be such a good third option. It doesn't even have to be Will. It can just be somebody to spread the floor a little bit. We've seen Tim Puckett be able to spread the floor. Like I said, Will, Brody Worley can shoot it from deep. There's a number of guys on this team that have ability to step up and make jump shots. They don't even have to be three-point shots. They can just be jump shots. It gives us a variety of scores. So I want to see a really good, firm second option step up in this latter half of the season. And I think it starts tonight with Wayne County. And the reason that is because this is going to be a well-disciplined, well-coached team. Josh, it's not going to be a Waverly like the other night, right? Not to say that Waverly wasn't well coached, but we were significantly better than they were talent-wise. Tonight, I think we're going to get a tough matchup, and I want to see a second option step up here.
Well, and Cam, and Wayne County enters in tonight 11-5, and you don't have a record like that on accident, right? You earn that record by being a good basketball team. Now, Hickman County currently sits at 9-6, which is no slouch either. Both of these teams are winning programs, but I think tonight it comes down to who wants it more. I think Hickman County's game relies a lot on the energy they bring to the floor. If they come out flat-footed and a little dull, their performance shows and it reflects that. But if Hickman County is feeding off the crowd, which they're able to do here tonight, being at home here in J.E. Cisco, which is a huge advantage, right? We talked about that before the girls' game. You cannot overstate how crucial it is to be on your home floor, especially against a good team. It gives you a much-needed advantage. And we are beginning to introduce the starting lineups here at Hickman County High School, and we are just about ready for tip-off.
Now, Josh, this Wayne County lineup is looking like a pretty old lineup, pretty experienced lineup so far. That's, not always an easy place to be, right? We got a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores that get in the rotation. We just have Elisha that's a senior in our starting lineup. So, seeing somebody step through here and be big, against these guys who are experienced. How do you match experience? Well, you don't necessarily, but you can help that with energy, effort, and doing the right things.
Now, Cam, our starting lineup, pretty much par of the course. Elisha, Tyler McKinnon, Dylan Qualls, Will McDonald. But also, Cam, how about Braden Brown, the young sophomore starting to make an impact on this team? We've seen that over and over again the last few games. He loves to play basketball, and he's really good at it. And I think he's definitely earned his starting spot here on this team here tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing how he takes advantage of his minutes.
Yeah, Josh, he is always in the right place at the right time, always so impressed with that young man. He does the little things so well, and I think when he's in, it gets replicated by the rest of the squad. So tonight, he's going to play a big factor because when you play experience, you're playing against people knowing each other. You need to be in the right place, and he always is, so he'll play a big role.
And Qualls wins the tip-off against Sailor Skelton, and we are underway here in J.E. Cisco. Braden Brown at the right wing. Dribbles in, looking for help, gives back out to Qualls. Qualls to Puckett. Puckett, an early three, good!
And Josh, that's a good way to start there as McDonald makes him fumble the ball around, but Wayne County gets it back.
Tough pass across the way, corner three for Wayne County is no good, but they get the offensive board, and they'll dribble it back out. That's Will Robertson.
Now, tonight, Hickman County has come out in a 2-3 zone right here. I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Dribbling it out, and it's taken away. McKinnon picks it up, finds Elisha. They're pushing it down the floor. Elisha wants to reset, gives it up top to Braden Brown. Gives up to McKinnon. McKinnon over to Elisha. Elisha wants to pull up again. No good, too strong off the back of the rim, and it shoots away into the hand of a Wayne County player.
Now, we've seen a couple of ball screens already tonight from the Dogs. And what's interesting is Wayne County is playing underneath them. When you're playing underneath the screens, that leaves the guy that has the ball in their hand open for threes. Hopefully we can knock some down and make them pay for that.
And the three attempted there by Wayne County. That was Cayman Camfield, no good. Picked up by the Dogs. Brown, Puckett, dribbles in at the free throw stripe. Back out to Qualls. Qualls drives in, jump stop off the glass, and good. And Cam, that is vintage Dylan Qualls right there, driving in, asserting himself. And if he's able to get that going, he's a hard man to stop.
Yeah, Josh, and Hickman County is right now in a 2-2-1 full court press. I haven't really seen that from them this year, so interesting to see that.
And a mid-range shot attempted there by Robertson is no good, picked up by the Dogs. Puckett, nice pass to McKinnon, puts it up off the glass, no good. And he's fouled. And that ball missed the glass, I believe. It sails over the rim. But that will send the 6'6" center to the free throw stripe here early. With 5:43 left in the first quarter, Hickman leads 5-0, and they're getting off to a wonderful start here, Cam.
Yeah, Josh, great job so far. Elisha obviously being the enforcer of this offense as Tyler McKinnon misses the first. Elisha has already gotten this ball moving a lot in this game, and I want to see that continue. Team basketball is going to be important for the rest of the season.
And McKinnon goes 0 for 2 on free throws, and it's picked up by Wayne County. Justice Bell bringing it up the floor for the Wildcats. The high post gives out. Now back to Bell. Bell pump fakes, dribbles in, tries a mid-range shot, and it's good. A tough two for that young man. 5-2 your score, but Hickman County wasting no time bringing it up the floor. McDonald on the baseline. Gives it back out to Qualls. Now to Puckett. Guarded by Camfield. Now to McDonald. McDonald dribbles in. Tough bounce pass to McKinnon. A marvelous pass by McDonald. And a great job by McKinnon to follow it up with a tough two. And McDonald with the takeaway. Lays it up and in.
Now, Josh, the unsung hero of that last full possession there was Will McDonald creating off the dribble, something that I wanted to see more from him, and great job stepping up there and making things happen on the ground.
Well, and him being a team player was definitely rewarded there with him getting a 2 of his own in the following possession. So Bell at the left wing gives it. That's Camfield, mid-range, no good, short, picked up by Elisha Puckett. Elisha bringing it up the left side of the, or right side of the floor. Puckett, step back, now dribbles in hard, spin move, mid-range. Oh, mercy. And what can you do if you're the coach of the Wildcats other than call a timeout after seeing that masterful move by Elisha Puckett?
Now, Josh, my favorite shot in all of basketball is the spin mid-range fader. Michael Jordan did it, Kobe Bryant did it, LeBron James did it, and Elisha Puckett does it. Am I calling him those guys? No. But am I saying that that's the most beautiful shot in basketball and I could just watch highlight after highlight after highlight of that? Absolutely. That is Elisha's shot. He knows that. That's his spot that he gets to. You couldn't ask for anything better out of your guy.
And earlier in the season, we knew Elisha for being an elite three-point shooter, and he's still exactly that. But his mid-range game has arguably been his best strength, and the pass is wild, picked up by McKinnon. Give, Qualls at the right wing, gathers, loses handle of it, but it goes right to McDonald. McDonald pulls up from 3. No good. It was a good-looking shot from here, but it does not fall. Oh, and Brown tries to draw a takeaway. He put his body on the line there. He left his feet, left himself susceptible to the foul call, and the officials will get him. And Robertson being checked out of the game in favor of Nate Bevis.
Now, Robertson looked a little shaken up on that last possession. He does have a knee brace on. I'm assuming with that there's been a pre-existing knee injury, so I hope the young man's doing okay, but he looks a little shaken up. He's grimacing on the sideline.
And Davis wanted to drive in, but they'll get him on the walk. So Brown to inbound to Elisha. A good crowd here tonight in J.E. Cisco following the extended break. And Elisha at the wing, gives over to McKinnon. McKinnon, tough pass to Qualls. And it goes out. I believe Hickman County will maintain possession. And I believe they get Dylan Qualls on a technical.
I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but
a lot of confusion here on the floor. Qualls seems befuddled. But of course we can't hear everything that goes on the floor. So
yeah, odd call, but definitely said something inappropriate there. I don't know what or how so, but irregardless, it has been called. And we've seen a couple times this year that the referees have gotten in Dylan's way. He's let them affect him, right? I want to see some maturity now. Put that behind you. It happened. Forget about it. I want to see him step up big here. Now, Hickman County is now switching to their 1-3-1 with Dylan at the top. I love this defense, especially when Dylan's hustling up top, clicking on all cylinders.
Now Davis with the ball up top. 11-3 your score. Dogs in the lead. 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Camfield and Davis going back and forth. Bell in the corner. Dribbling around and hands off to Davis. Davis dribbles in, pump fakes a pass, looking for help. Gives Bell a deep 3. No good. Tipped up by McKinnon, but it's Camfield that comes down with it, misses the putback, but another offensive board there for the Wildcats, and that was number 33, Case Butler, on the putback for Wayne County. So Elisha bounces it over to Qualls. Qualls, Brown, wide open look. Can't make him pay for it as the shot is no good, wide to the right, and picked up by Wayne County. Davis on the drive, gives to the corner, finds Camfield. Goes across the way to Bell. Nice hops by Bell to keep it in play. And he finds Davis. And a 3 from Camfield. No good, too strong. And McDonald there to pull it in with a defensive rebound. McDonald driving in, wants to take it himself. Nice step, puts it up well off the mark. And tipped in bounds. And Brown with the takeaway. Tip McDonald pump fakes 2 Wayne County defenders and puts it up and in. McDonald's second bucket of the game, and that was great patience shown there by Will McDonald.
Yeah, absolutely. Great awareness to know there's 2 guys trailing me.
And Davis loses handle of it, picked up by McKinnon. Elisha dribbles in hard, but he wants to take it back out beyond the perimeter. Gives to Brown up top. Now to Qualls. Qualls, some nice moves, dribbles around. Driving in, looking for help, and he's fouled. They'll get Davis on the foul.
Now, I will say, Dylan right there, I like the crossover. He has to watch when he comes up out of that crossover, that toe dragging right there, that can be called a walk. That's a, something that you don't really think about that can be called that, but either way.
On Qualls fakes the handoff but loses possession of it. It should be noted that Kylan Seal and Charlie Blystad have checked into the game for Tyler McKinnon and Braden Brown. Of course, Blystad usually a regular in the starting 5, but not today, but is able to get back in the game, and a left-handed layup by number 33, Case Butler, is good as Wayne County continues closing the gap. Your score 13-7. Dogs lead just over a minute to play in the first quarter. McDonald tries for the reverse layup, but it's batted down by Butler and picked up by the Wildcats. And again, Wayne County begins with the slow, methodical wing-to-wing passes. Bounce pass underneath. Kicks it back out. Now back to the right elbow. Losing handle of it, stays with it. And Blystad tries to rip the ball away, but he will be called for a foul.
Now, in a 1-3-1, you're going to be most liable down in the post area. And the reason that is because you only have one guy down there, and it's typically not your biggest guy. The guys on the wings have to be aware of that and be in deeper help side. We've got burned twice tonight on not being in enough help side, and I want to see that improve.
And Robertson was looking for his man Camfield underneath, but a nice job by Blystad to stick his leg out there and knock it out of bounds. Robertson will be inbounding. And no one there. Phenomenal defense by the Hickman County Bulldogs to force the turnover.
Now, we've had a couple lackadaisical possessions here, but coach just called 4 down. Now, 4 down is when you put all 4 players on the baseline and let Elisha Puckett play his game.
And Puckett pulls up from 3. No good. Blystad, nice hustle rebound to keep it in. McDonald pulls up from 3. No good, short. And it's picked up by Camfield. And the Wildcats now on the drive. Up the left side of the floor. Gives it back out. Camfield near the logo. 15 seconds to go, and they look to wind this clock down to take the final shot of the quarter.
And 2 great shots there by the Bulldogs. You can't ask for any better looks. You just miss them sometimes.
Camfield driving a tough mid-range shot, and it falls in. A miraculous shot there by Camfield to bring this first quarter to a close. And at the end of 1, Hickman County 13, Wayne County 9. We'll be right back for the second quarter.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago.
And welcome back to WNKX. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters, and we are about ready to go for the second quarter. Hickman County 13, Wayne County 9. The Wildcats will begin this quarter with possession. And Hickman started off with a sizable lead, but the Wildcats have been trimming it down. That's Butler, gives off to Bell. Bell to Beavis. Beavis hands off. That's Canfield. Has it tipped away by McDonald, but Butler right there to pick it up. And Bell gathers, hands off to Canfield. Canfield drives. McDonald gets a hand on it, and Qualls tries to knock it out, and he rips it away. But it goes out of bounds. A very nice, aggressive defensive play there by Qualls, Cam. I mean, he's having to contend with two Wildcats, but that was no problem for number 11.
Yeah, really good job jumping in the lane there by Dylan, recognizing the opportunity to get a steal. I want to see that continue. Right now we're in a man-to-man. The best thing to do out of this man-to-man is try to get turnovers and go the other way.
Canfield wants to drive, kicks it. Bell, a deep three, knocks it down. So a 1-point game now, 13-12. Hickman still is in the lead, but the offense has gone quiet for these last few minutes. McDonald, top of the key, hands off to Seal. Seal gives back to McDonald. McDonald pump fakes, dribbles in, gives. Blystad, corner three. No good, too strong, but Seal right there to get the rebound. Now to McDonald, dribbles in, baseline, now cuts it back into the paint and gives out to Qualls. And Puckett looked like he thought about a deep three there. Step back, pump fakes, gives back to Dylan.
Well, Josh, wouldn't you think about it if you were Elisha?
Can't argue that. Elisha Puckett again with the rock. Hands to McDonald. Out of Blystad. Tries to touch it into Seal. Goes off a Seal, but right back to Blystad. A lucky break for the Dogs. McDonald, Puckett, pump fakes, dribbles in, baseline. Puts it up himself, and floats it and lays it in for a two. A nice finger roll there by number 12.
And a tough finish there of Elisha, but a great job to recognize I got two guys darting at me because I've been letting it fly from deep tonight as the Hickman County Bulldogs turn back into that 2-3 that looked so good earlier in the game. But great job recognizing what was given there by Elisha.
Canfield pulls up from the left wing, and he knocks down the three. So 2 threes later, and we are tied at 15 all, 5:30 to go in the first half. Blystad to McDonald, pump fakes, now dribbles. Goes over to Elisha. Tries a touch pass to Qualls. And that will draw the foul. The pass a little bit off its mark there, and Qualls holding his shoulder, and he looks to be a little shaken up.
Brody Worley, Tim Puckett, and Tyler McKinnon.
And Brody Worley, Tyler McKinnon, and Tim Puckett have checked in for the Dogs in favor of Will McDonald, Kylan Seal, and Dylan and Braden Brown.
Now, Josh, with Tim Puckett in, I do want to see an aggressive play from him on offense. We need to get something going right now.
A deep three, no good, picked up by Elisha. And Elisha from three, no good. And it hits off of the structure that holds up our basket. They'll call it dead, turnover, Wayne County ball, and I want to give a correction. It is McDonald, Seal that are out of the game, and Qualls that checked out of the game. In favor of Tim Puckett, Tyler McKinnon, and Brody Worley. Another three attempted, no good, rattles in and out, picked up by Elisha. And they will get number 10, Logan Davis, on the foul. So Elisha methodically up the right side of the floor. Dribbles in, gives off to Worley. Worley the Blystad. Looking for help, gives off to Brody. Tim Puckett, nice pass to McKinnon. Dishes, Worley doesn't pull up. Tim dribbles in, puts it up off the glass, no good. A tough rebound and put back by Tyler McKinnon. So Hickman County regains the lead 17-15. Davis with the ball, guarded by Tim. And Skelton tries to drive into the paint, mid-range shot, and it's good. Over Elisha and McKinnon. Elisha wanted a walk, nothing called. Puckett dribbles in. On Skelton, nice dish over to Puckett. Tim finds his brother Elisha in the corner. Backs his man down, looking. And gives it back out to McKinnon. Elisha on the baseline, dribbles in, takes himself off the glass for a big 2.
And Josh, Elisha Puckett had the mismatch he wanted, said, get out of my way, I'm going one-on-one, and took him to the hole. Great job there.
Elisha's 9th point of the game. A corner 3 by Camfield, no good. Rebounded by Tim Puckett. Has it knocked out of his hands, though, by Skelton. And Davis there to pick it up. Now to Camfield, who drives in. Spin move, loses handle of it. And he's called for a foul, and that will send Camfield to the line to shoot.
Foul on Worley, his first, team second.
They will get Brody Worley on the foul, his first of the game, team second. Camfield knocks down free throw number 1, 1-point ball game. Hickman County, of course, wearing the white with the red letters. Wayne County in the black. So free throw number 2 falls, and we're back to a tie game, 19-19. Elisha dribbles in. The left elbow, mid-range, no good. A rare mid-range miss for Elisha Puckett. I thought it was an impossibility, Cam. And Camfield pulls up again, no good. Blystad hustles in for the rebound. Has 3, Wildcats trailing and gives it. Elisha pulls up from 3, no good. Bell gets the rebound. Driving in, stops, loses handle of it. And tries to bat it to a teammate, but it ends up going out of bounds. Hickman County will maintain possession. So Elisha up the floor, left side, crosses the midcourt line. 2:05 left in the first half, 19 all your score.
Now, Josh, something that I've noticed tonight that's been a little odd to me is the...
And Tim pulls up, no good, off the back of the rim, but McKinnon, tough rebound, and gets it back out to Elisha. Elisha dribbles in, and they'll get a double dribble call.
How can it be a double dribble if he fumbled the ball? It cannot.
And Elisha discussing with the official.
Josh, that was just simply the incorrect call. When a player fumbles the ball and it hits the ground, there was never a dribble initiated. Good job there by Elisha knowing what his capabilities are, but nonetheless.
So Bell at the left wing, a minute and a half to go in the first half. Davis gives Bell corner 3, no good, too strong, and Elisha Puckett, a tough rebound, and he will be fouled by Skelton.
Now, what I was going to say earlier is there has been a surprising amount of half-court, let's set it up type of offense from the Dogs. Usually they're running and gunning and shooting and flying around, and I think oftentimes that is one of the most effective ways that they play. But tonight, a lot of set plays, a lot of not necessarily fast-paced play tonight. Didn't see that coming, but, you know, I don't hate it. They still looked solid. So
Brown, Qualls, McDonald check back in for Blystad, Puckett, and Worley. McKinnon looks to hand off to Elisha, loses a handle of it, but maintains it. McKinnon dribbles, gives off to Elisha. We're at a minute to play. Brown to Qualls. Qualls dribbles in, looking, and they get Qualls on the walk.
Josh, in what universe is that a walk? I talked about it earlier. It's a toe drag, right? I knew that they would call him on that at some point, but because his foot hit the ground again, that's what they called, but irregardless.
And a pass there underneath finds Skelton for the 2. 40 seconds, your score, Wayne County 21, Hickman 19. So Cam, in a first quarter that belonged to the Bulldogs, this second quarter has handily belonged to the Wildcats. Back and forth these two teams go. McKinnon at the left elbow. Tough pass to Elisha, now to Brown.
Now,
Brown
Josh,
back to Qualls.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think halfway through, Wayne County started to find their footing, and Hickman County just hasn't found anything on offense. Very odd to me, but I hope we get something going to end this quarter.
Elisha gets fouled trying to dribble in. So less than 10 seconds, 9.5 to go. Hickman with a chance to cap off this first half with some points, potentially to tie or even take the lead with 3. Brown dribbles in, gives McDonald from 3, off the glass and in as the buzzer sounds at the end of the first half, and Hickman County will go into the halftime break with the lead, 22-21. Second half basketball on the way in a little less than 10 minutes. But here in just a few moments, we will have a word with Coach Gavin Gordon of the Lady Dogs after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX, our halftime show. As always, at the halftime of the boys' game, we are joined by the head coach of the Hickman County Lady Dogs, Coach Gavin Gordon. And Coach Gordon, a tough loss tonight, especially after coming off of a 2-win week last week. But tonight, a question I wanted to ask you is, of course, we know Wayne County going into this, very talented team. Great team. They came in 13-2, top 3 team in the state. You knew it would be a challenge. But we also know that Wayne County has a lot of size. So going forward, how do you game plan for a team that's as big as Wayne County?
Yeah, they're a quality team, by the way. Preseason pick to win the state, just throwing that out there. But they move the ball well, and they are huge. And obviously, we don't have that kind of size. So we wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, try to get after them on the defensive end, and try to get up and down a little bit. It worked in spurts tonight, not the whole time, obviously. You could tell we haven't played in over a week. But yeah, just trying to make sure we box out every time too, because they're huge, and if we don't box out, offensive rebounds are going to happen, and you've seen some of that tonight. So.
Now, Coach, the biggest bright spot for me, not necessarily a player, but a quarter. The fourth quarter looked great. Just speak to if there was changes, if it was a mentality, just what happened in that fourth to really get us a good footing to continue on this week.
Yeah, so throughout the game, we feel like we caught a couple of hard fouls here and there. And that's one thing I've been talking to my girls about is just everybody says we're not tough. So I was like, let's just be tough this quarter. Let's be aggressive, get downhill, get after them on the defensive end, and just work hard. And I just wanted to work hard for that quarter, and they did. They came out. We got downhill, we attacked, we hit some shots that quarter, and especially on the defensive end, we were just getting after it, trapping, actually communicating, talking, and good things happen when you play hard, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely. And arguably the biggest game of the season, unless we make it to the state championship game, is Friday at East. Just speak to the preparation of that game.
Yeah, we're taking them seriously. We're getting ready right now. We have a game plan. It is a crosstown rival, so no matter who's the better team, it always winds up being a very close game and a very emotional game. So we're preaching a lot on just keeping our cool, keeping calm, and just treating it like we treat every other game. And if we come out and we play hard like we did in that fourth quarter, I think it'll be a good result for us.
Well, Coach, we thank you for your time. As always, that was head coach Gavin Gordon. We wish them the best of luck on Friday in what is sure to be a great game, as it always is when rivals play one another. Folks, we are just around 6 minutes to go until the second half resumes between the boys of Hickman County and the boys of Wayne County. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back in a few moments. And welcome back to WNKX. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters. And it was a tightly contested first half here at J.E. Cisco with both teams going back and forth. The first half, of course, concluded with a big Will McDonald three-pointer at the buzzer, which brings us to our current score of 22-21 in favor of the Bulldogs. And Cam, the two big scorers tonight for Hickman County was Elisha Puckett, as we're accustomed to seeing, with 9 points, but also Will McDonald with 7. So what are you hoping to see out of this Bulldog offense going forward into the second half?
Obviously more of the same from those two. Putting that ball on the floor, those two were making things happen. We haven't necessarily seen Will McDonald do that, but he absolutely has done that tonight. Great job of that young man being an enforcer on offense, because like I mentioned it before, we need one to come through during this season. But outside of that, there was zero flow to the offense after, I don't know, probably 3 minutes left in the first quarter. It was just kind of, it almost looked like pickup in a sense, where they just kind of didn't have a plan, and they kind of, they'd shoot this shot and the way to fix that, Josh, is to have movement off the ball. We need to have all 5 guys moving at all times on offense. That's how you get good open shots. I want to see that here from these young men.
So we are underway with second half basketball. Hickman County begins with possession. Brown, Qualls, McKinnon, McDonald, and Elisha Puckett are the 5 starters of the half for Hickman. And Brown drives in a beautiful 2 for the sophomore.
And a great job there by Braden Brown driving inside. I would love to see more of that from him. That was great.
That was Braden Brown's first bucket of the game. Skelton on the baseline finds Robertson, misses the mid-range 2, and McKinnon loses handle of it. But Brown stays with it, looking for help, and Bell rips it away, tries the 3, no good, picked up by Elisha. So a pretty chaotic sequence there with Hickman County emerging with the advantage. Brown from 3. No good. McDonald went for the putback. The shot was no good, but a foul is called on Dylan Qualls. So, Cam, it definitely seems like Qualls has been getting the short end of the stick so far in this game with foul calls, maybe self-inflicted, but we'll leave that up to viewers' discretion.
Yeah, Josh, Dylan now has 3 on him. It is 3 at the start of the second half. You only have 2 more, honestly, 1 more to play with. He's in a danger zone right now.
And Elisha gets the takeaway, driving in. Nice touch pass to McDonald, and an easy 2. So Hickman County starting off this half as they started off the first half on fire. 26-21 Dogs lead. Davis up the left side of the floor. Gives to Camfield. Camfield drives, dishes. Robertson now in the right corner. Goes up top to Davis. Davis will pull up from 3. No good, right in the hands of Elisha Puckett. And Hickman County on the break. Elisha pulls up. Oh, and he shoots a deep 3. No good. And look at the hustle. Braden Brown couldn't get the putback. And the Wildcats come up with it. But, man, what a great effort there by Braden Brown.
As usual.
And Bell mid-range, good. So an early timeout is called as Wayne County gets their first bucket of the half. And Cam, Braden Brown might be the smallest guy on the court, but he probably has the biggest heart. Right, this man plays at 110% every time he's on that floor.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. He is everywhere all at once, and at, 5'7", 5'8", to do that, to be scattered everywhere and to make a defensive impact at his size is so big. But, Josh, I want to talk about number 23, Justice Bell from Wayne County. He's got a quirky game. It is a little funky. Every time he shoots, he looks a little off balance, but the young man knows how to put the ball in the hole. I've been impressed with him. When they've needed an isolation scored, that has been their go-to guy. So watch out the rest of the game for Justice Bell from Wayne County, because he could be dangerous.
And Justice Bell billed in here at 6'1", so not incredibly tall, but just very athletic. So Hickman County needs to be on the lookout for this young man in the second half. So Hickman County with possession. They lead by 3, 26-23. Qualls wants to drive. Gives off McKinnon. Tries to go up. No good, but he's fouled. And that will send the big center to the free throw line.
McKinnon's foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That was Robertson's second foul of the game. McKinnon misses free throw number 1 off the back of the rim. And McKinnon does get the second one to fall.
Great job there to get one from Tyler McKinnon. If you don't get both, at least get one.
Hickman County playing some aggressive defense here, not giving Wayne County any room to breathe. Bell gives back to Davis. Davis gives over to Bell, left side of the floor. Camfield, open 3 in the corner, and he sinks it. So the Wildcats cut it down to 1 point, 27-26 your score. Hickman leads by 1. Brown dribbling in. Gives to McKinnon, tight window. Gives out to Elisha at the right wing. Puckett drives, mid-range, too short, and picked up by Wayne County. So Robertson with the ball off the right side of the floor. Gives off to Davis at the logo. Tough bounce pass, and McKinnon knocks it away. McDonald breakaway, 1-on-1, nice move! And he can't cap it off as it rolls in and out. And Dylan Qualls, the guilty party yet again, with his 4th foul. So Cam, we have almost an entire half of basketball, and one of your most potent defenders is already 1 foul away from having to sit the remainder of the game. So I definitely think Coach Dawson will be playing it very cautiously when it comes to giving Qualls minutes on the floor for this half. Camfield from 3, good. And Cam, this big man has been a great shooter for these Wildcats so far here tonight as he gives them the lead 29-27.
Yeah, Josh, he wasn't all that great in the first half, but he shot it a lot from deep. So that let me know he has got confidence and can shoot that shot, and he's proven this half that he is a good shooter.
Tough pass by Brown, mid-range, Elisha, no good. Hickman County unable to come up with the rebound as it rolls out of bounds. Wildcat ball.
Now, Josh, it seems like Elisha is alligator arming his shot a bit. It means he's not coming to a full extension through the shot. And that happens to guys that are good shooters that shoot from deep. When you
Davis from 3, nothing but net. So Wayne County widens their lead 32-27, and that will force Coach Dawson to take a timeout. And Cam, I mean, the Bulldogs came out red hot to start the second half, and it seemed like out of nowhere the momentum was just taken away from them. Hickman County needs to figure out how to be more complete as this game goes along. If you have these spurts, it seems like their cold spells have been lasting a little bit longer than the hot spells.
Yeah, Josh, and I think it's a issue of when we look hot, we're not actually hot. We just knocked some shots down, right? And you know, that sounds contradictory. But what I mean by that is, you know, when you put shots up, it's like the bad shot thing I was talking about in the girls' game. When you put shots up, they have a chance to go in. And so when a couple go in, but there hasn't been a sense of completeness to the offense during this game. Something I've noticed a lot from these Bulldogs is when they are clicking on offense, they are clicking on defense. When they're a little off on offense, their mind is on that. And I've noticed that kind of through the year. But something I would love to see here is, you know, a commitment to trust yourself to play. You guys are incredibly talented. Trust yourself, go play your game, make things happen.
Brown with the ball, step back, gives to Blystad. Blystad to Elisha. Gives over to McKinnon, top of the key, hands off to McDonald. Elisha wants to dribble in. Nice spin move, puts it up and in. An impressive move by Elisha Puckett.
Puckett for 2.
Elisha has just such phenomenal control over his body there. Great footwork. And McDonald with the takeaway and throws it out of bounds off Davis. A very heads-up play by McDonald. And Cam, he might have given number 10 Logan Davis a headache there. It looks like McDonald did not hold back when throwing that ball off of him.
Josh, and that's fine with me. I love seeing Will McDonald get after it.
And McDonald, no good. You know, Cam, after that big play, McDonald feeling confident. And Brown almost with the takeaway. The ball is on the ground, nothing there. And a timeout is having to be called. Has had to be called by Wayne County's coach. He sensed his guys were in some trouble. And Cam, that was very nearly a walk right there by that young man Canfield on the ground, able to get it out to one of his teammates. But Hickman County relentless on defense so far.
Yeah, and we need to be, Josh. There were 2 occasions there. As Mr. Matthew Dotson's in the crowd signaling to the referee that it was also a double-dribble. So there was a walk and a double-dribble in that possession from Wayne County. Nonetheless, it wasn't called. You have to continue on with the game. But I love the aggressiveness. And we talked about energy at the start of the broadcast. And that's something that we haven't really mentioned much is the energy. We've mentioned the pace of the game. The pace of the game is, comes from energy. We play at a fast pace. What do we need to continue to do? Play at a fast pace. Wayne County cannot keep up with us if we don't let them set up that offense. We can be the enforcers of the tempo, and if we can do that, it is our game to lose.
Absolutely, Cam. And going back to your point about the 2 calls that could have been made, I'm pretty sure 2 negatives cancel out and make a positive, so that might have been the mindset there. But Wayne County with the ball following the timeout. They'll throw in from their baseline closest to the student section of Hickman County. Robertson looking to find someone inbound and finds Bell. Blysted on him, not giving him anywhere to go. The pass off the mark. And they will call a jump ball. And Blysted, a great hustle play right there. And the possession arrow will stay with Wayne County. And Cam, these Wildcats have gotten a couple of breaks with the ball on the floor. Usually that's walk territory, but nothing there. Canfield pulls up from 3, and it's good, and he is fouled. So a chance at a 4-point play, and Cam, this number 25 has definitely been the number 1 scorer for this team here so far.
And Josh, that's tough there. A big heads-up play by the guy throwing in the ball. He threw it off the back of Braden Brown. Braden Brown has been doubling on the point guard. Threw it off the back there, went ahead, got a 3-on-2 fast break, and that young man found him open, and he's been feeling himself. So good job there by Wayne County to be heads up, but we have to not let that affect us. We just got to play our game.
And Canfield knocks down the free throw to complete the 4-point play. 36-29 your score. Hickman County needs to get some offense going. Gives to Brown at the right wing. Brown dribbles in hard, kicks it. Blystad from 3. No good, too strong off the far side of the glass. So just over 2.5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. That's Canfield, gives over. Skelton out of Davis. Back to Canfield again from 3. This time no good. Puckett with the rebound. Elisha pushing down the left side of the floor. Dribbles in hard, mid-range off the glass, and it's good.
God, what a shot!
And that is a play.
My word, what touch!
That is a play only Elisha Puckett makes, folks. And Robertson guarded by Braden Brown. The ball sails out of bounds. And they'll say it went off the hands of a Bulldog player.
Seal and McKinnon for the Bulldogs.
So Seal checking into the game for McKinnon.
Now Elisha has switched on to number 25, who has been the difference maker. I like that by Coach Dawson, getting your most aggressive defender on him.
And a walk is called as Robertson jumps and lands and then tries to make a move. And Cam, one thing is for sure, when someone walks in a high school basketball gymnasium, everyone and their mother will let you know about it.
Well, Josh, even when they don't walk, they will holler and let you know about it, whether it's a walk or not. But hey, that one was a walk, and thankfully the crowd was correct.
Elisha wants to drive in on Camfield. Step back. Good.
That's that shot. That's that shot, Josh.
And Hickman's cut it back to a 3-point game. Over a minute and a half left in the third quarter. Hickman playing some tough defense. Davis steps up and drives over Seal, and it's good. A nice shot by that young man, number 10. So Elisha up the right side of the floor. Step back three. No good. And a nice pass, I guess, from McDonald to Seal, and Seal draws the foul. Now, Cam, I don't think that pass, I put that in air quotes, was intentional. I think McDonald was trying to throw it off the leg of a Wayne County defender, but it works all the same. Semantics, some might say.
Josh, you just got to remember, when it looks cool, act like it was on purpose.
I'm sure McDonald will do just that. And Seal misses free throw number 1, and these are critical, especially when you're trying to crawl back into a game when you face a deficit. So 5 points separates the two teams, and Seal. Free throw number 2, no good. And Wayne County picks it up. And Blystad knocks it loose. Seal picks it up. Puckett, 1-on-1, puts it up, and it rolls in, and 1, Hickman County. And that will send number 12, the human highlight reel, to the line.
And Josh, that was a huge momentum swing. Elisha Puckett coming up big as per usual.
And the free throw is good. And Cam, how about Blystad? How about Seal? These guys coming together to give Elisha that opportunity. And McDonald goes in for the steal, and he's called for a foul.
And I don't hate that foul. I don't hate that foul there by Will. I think that's his first, so that's big right there. Still having plenty of room to play, but great job there by him getting in and disrupting that.
50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hickman County 36, Wayne County 38. And some tough D by the Dogs, and they overcommitted. And it left the man wide open. That's Butler, puts it up and in for the easy 2. Dogs trail by 4.
And Josh, you always got to have someone to stay at home right there. Kylan Seal needs to stay where he was.
And Brown picks it up. Oh, and it's knocked away. Bell picks it up. So now the Wildcats want to slow it down. Camfield passes. Davis drives. And Elisha goes to knock it away, but he's called for the foul. And they do get Blystad with the foul.
I don't hate that right there by Blostad. Make them earn at the line, obviously. But at the same time, it could have gone either way.
So Davis at the line, looking to widen their 4-point lead. So Davis's first one falls, 5-point game. Number 2 rattles in. So with 16 seconds, Hickman County looking to take the final shot of the quarter. Elisha dribbles it hard. And he's fouled. With 6 seconds. So Hickman will have to inbound. Elisha will inbound. Finds McDonald, puts it up. The shot is no good, but he is fouled, and that will send number 4 to the free throw line. And Cam, at this juncture, these are some huge free throws by Will McDonald.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. Stepping up, knocking these down, making it a close game, a closer game is going to be big.
And he gets number 1.
First one is good.
Cam, I want to point out Elisha Puckett's already matched his first half total in this one quarter alone. So hopefully a big half on the way from Elisha Puckett. McDonald can't make free throw number 2, and it's picked up by Butler. 3 seconds, Hickman County. A phenomenal job on defense as everyone holds their breath as the half-court shot goes up in the air. But at the end of the third quarter, Hickman County 37, Wayne County 42. 8 minutes to go to decide a winner. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after
Smart
these messages.
appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life.
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters, and we are about ready to start fourth quarter ball as it's inbounded to Braden Brown. Hickman trailing by 5. McDonald with the drive, puts it up off the glass, and it's in. And Cam, what a tough drive there by Will McDonald. Now Bell, Hickman County still playing this aggressive style of defense, finds Davis. Davis finds Beavis. Beavis back out to Bell. Gives it off Bell, driving on the baseline, spins, looking, gives it out to Butler. Butler hands to Davis. Out of Beavis at the right wing, back out to Davis. Some good defense being played here by the Dogs as he has to hand it off near the logo to Canfield. Bell drives, hands off Canfield. He wants to dribble in, and a walk is called. So some great defense there. I mean, Cam, if there was a shot clock in high school, it would have expired about 10 seconds ago, but phenomenal defense by Hickman County to force them into making a mistake. I'm looking to see more of that as this quarter goes along, but a big chance here on offense for Hickman County to tie it with a 3 or to cut in even closer with a 2. So McKinnon top of the key.
Yeah, Josh.
Hands off to Blystad. Blystad drives, kicks it. Brown from 3 in the corner. No good. And Blystad, what a hustle play to get to McKinnon, to McDonald from 3. No good off the glass. And it's Beavis picking it up. So a couple of opportunities there, but Hickman County unable to capitalize. Davis drives. Through to the basket, no good. Picked up by Puckett. And it's that presence in the paint of McKinnon that can force so many errors. Elisha gives over to Blystad. 6 minutes in the fourth to go. Passes. Puckett from 3. No good. Blystad hustles in. And they'll say Wayne County ball. And a tough break. A tough break for Hickman County.
Josh, these refs, I will say this. They will call a walk on you. These are old-fashioned guys. You get the pick up in one step. They are not playing modern basketball.
So Wayne County on offense. Bell up top, guarded by Blystad. Gives off to Davis at the logo. Canfield met immediately by Puckett. Now Butler over to Davis. And Elisha staying hip and hip with Canfield, not giving him any room to breathe as he's been their big scorer. Beavis. And McKinnon tips it out of bounds. And he'll stay with the Wildcats.
Qualls in for McKinnon for the Bulldogs.
So Qualls checking in for McKinnon. And Cam, if you're Dylan Qualls, you have to be careful, right? 4 fouls, no room for error.
Yeah, Josh, he's got to be careful. And he came in for McKinnon, so he's got to be a presence inside. He has to do it without fouling.
Bold move here. Davis dribbles in. No good off the bottom half. McDonald couldn't pick it up. So a missed opportunity there for the Dogs as Wayne gets a chance to reset. Canfield on Puckett, now Bell. Dribble, step back three, and that's a big shot there by Wayne County. And they widen it back to a 6-point game. Qualls with the right wing, gives Elisha. Dribbles in, at the wing. Out, Qualls from three, well short. And Cam, we don't see Qualls shoot those far too often.
Josh, and you know how I mentioned earlier, Elisha Alligator arming, Dylan Alligator armed really bad right there. He's just got to trust it. I don't think he was trusting himself right there.
And Brown tries for the steal, but he's called for the reach in.
And Josh, I don't hate that foul because that young man's not that great of a ball handler. So putting pressure on him, even if you have to waste a foul, is not necessarily a bad thing. It just lets him know, hey, I'm coming at you physically.
And at 4.5 minutes, only Brown's second foul, so nothing really lost there. And Elisha playing tough, and Nick Davis picks it up, and the ball's loose. Elisha knocks it over, and Qualls picks it up. So some physical ball being played. Corner, McDonald pump fake, dribbles in. Tries to kick it out, but it's taken away, a costly mistake. Canfield slips and falls and puts it in. And Cam, I mean, that's just a lucky break there. And Puckett wants to drive, mid-range, no good. And Cam, if you're Hickman County, you have to slow it down. I mean, you have 4 minutes, no reason to play panicked, no reason to dig yourself into a deeper hole.
Yeah, Josh, you're right. You got to get shots up. You're down by 8 now. But even then, they have to be quality shots.
Canfield drives in, jump stop, bounce pass, Beavis kicks it back out to Bell. And Cam, offensively, this is where if you're Hickman County, your playmakers have to show up as time begins to become a factor. Bounce passes Butler, handoff to Bell. Bell loses control of it, and they'll say it stays with Wayne County.
And Josh, I'm going to say that ball was not tipped out of bounds by Braden Brown, but he did foul. The ref didn't call the foul. He just called it out of bounds. So it was a reasonable, you know, he missed the foul call, so he made it up. He made up for it there.
And a foul is called on Elisha Puckett, as it looked like Beavis lost his footing just a little bit. And Cam, that's only Elisha's first.
His first, team second.
So you love seeing your big playmakers limiting their fouls with the exception of Dylan Qualls. Pass, Canfield drives in, and Qualls, he had no choice there with the back off, knowing he was in foul trouble. Gave him an easy route to the basket. Now Wayne leads by 10.
Josh, the rest of the team has to be locked in enough to recognize that's Dylan on him. I have to be in help.
And Qualls is fouled, driving to the basket. And Cam, these are some big free throws. Hickman County has gone pretty cold offensively. The officials signaled for 2. So maybe they changed that up. I saw him indicate the 2 shots, but remains to be seen what the foul will be. The timeout is called, and Cam, this is a big 3 minutes here. Of course, nothing guaranteed. No lead is safe with Hickman County, but the Bulldogs have to want it. If they come out of this timeout playing flat-footed and they give the Wildcats some free baskets, they may as well mail it in.
And Josh, they haven't necessarily played flat-footed all game, but what they also haven't done is have a complete sense about them. It's been a small streak here, a small streak there. It's let them stay in the game, but there hasn't been this consistent, all-in, complete game. And whatever the result, right, either way, when we interview Coach Dawson, I'm sure he's going to mention that it was not a complete game from start to finish. And with a team that is this talented, you've got to have a complete game. So, you know, I want to see that here from these Dogs is let's take these next 3 minutes. It's only 10. It's really not that much to make up in the grand scheme of things, but that has to make a commitment to a large array of things. So step up here, make your plays.
To your point, Cam, it all starts right here. Dylan Qualls only has one bucket on the game, and it came back in the first half. And it rattles in and out. No good. And number 2 does roll in for Qualls. So back to single digits. Hickman County still playing this aggressive style of defense. Wayne looking to set up. It's Canfield up top near the logo. Gives to Bell. Bell pulls up from 3. No good. And a big offensive rebound as Davis now tries from 3. This one no good. And Qualls tips it over to Puckett. Elisha looking for help and gives to Blystad. Now to Qualls. Puckett dribbles in on the baseline, takes it himself off the glass, and he is fouled. And one forthcoming for Elisha Puckett.
And Josh, that's a great job there, recognizing that they're overcommitting every time to him. He's got to go in and take that.
Elisha no good. And Qualls will be called for the foul. No, they get Blystad on the foul, so Qualls stays alive in this contest with 2.5 minutes. And that's only Blystad's second. Bounce pass, Brown tries to cut it off to no avail. Hickman County playing this aggressive press style of defense here. 2:20 left, Dogs trail by 7. McDonald playing some nice defense. He gives to Bell. Bell, corner, Camfield, pump fakes, dribbles in on Qualls, gives it. Davis, paint, Beavis. Now back out to Davis. So a lot of passes here the Bulldogs are forcing.
And Josh, if I'm Coach Dawson, if number 32 gets the ball in his hands, I am fouling immediately, trying to get him on the line.
And Qualls almost takes it away. Corner 3 from Bell. No good. And McDonald will be fouled trying to keep it alive. And Will McDonald, he has been hustling his tail off in this game tonight.
Yeah, Josh, he's been big. He's been locked in from the start of the game. A really good, complete game so far here by Will McDonald. It hasn't been his best, shooting percentage-wise, but it has been good.
Hickman County, with 90 seconds remain, need to have a sense of urgency about them. Brown dribbles in, up off the glass, no good, tipped around. Oh, and some contact there on Blystad, and a jump ball is called as he immediately grabs at his head. And Cam, no injury is good, but you definitely don't want to see anything to the head area. I mean, that is very scary territory. It looks like he should be all right. And some substitutions being made now for the Bulldogs. Tim Puckett coming in for Blystad. Worley.
And I'm sure this break isn't going to take very long for those two, but definitely you get rattled after that, and you're not entirely locked in. So good job by Coach Dawson taking those two out there.
Pass in, Bell. Tough pass to Davis. So they'll be looking to burn some clock, Hickman County. And Qualls tries to get the takeaway. Noah Bell dribbles into the paint mid-range, and it's good. So a 9-point game. 3 threes separate these teams, and Puckett drives in, puts it in off the glass. No foul called. Finds Davis on the left side of the floor, 40 seconds. Camfield from 3. No good, but no offense.
We got a foul. We got a foul here, Josh. We got a foul here, Josh. We got a foul here.
So 31 seconds.
And Josh, that came about 20 seconds too late. I understand it's only 7, but you also have to get 2 more fouls. You got to get on those quick and can't allow them.
And Qualls fouls, and that will do it for number 11.
And he had to there, Josh. It's a requirement to keep this game continuing and give these guys a chance.
And it will be Kylan Seal checking in for number 11. And if Camfield knocks down these free throws, things will be looking bleak for Hickman County. Number 1 is good. And a timeout will be taken. Hickman County trails by 8. So Cam, if you think about it, even if he makes this free throw, 9-point game, that's 3 shots. Now, of course, they have to be beyond the perimeter. But if you're Hickman County, really that should be your mentality anyway. You cannot settle for anything inside unless you know you're going to get fouled and can take an and one. But that's a big chance to take, especially with what is going to be less than 30 seconds to do it.
Right, Josh, and when it is 8 or 9 points, it's not necessarily, it's 30 seconds left, so you have got to get shots up. That is without a doubt. Getting shots inside the perimeter is not the worst thing, but you better be wide open, right? You want to look beyond the perimeter, and I'm looking to, right now, I would argue that we have our best 3-point lineup on the floor. We have both Puckett's, we have Will McDonald, and we have Brody Worley. All guys who are good shooters and provide value beyond the arc. So this is our best chance to get guys that can make that shot. So I don't really care who it is. Let's put it up.
So free throw number 2 on the way for number 25, Camfield. And it's good. So 9-point game, shots have to go up. Elisha in a hurry down the floor. Elisha drives off the glass, no good, he'll go to the line. So some big free throws on the way for Elisha. And Elisha, a rare miss on his first free throw. And number 2 falls in. And Bell will be fouled, and that will send him to the line. So Bell at the line. Hickman still trails by 8. And there's one make, another make here, Cam, probably all that salts this one away here in JE system.
Yeah, Josh, and the thing about tonight's game, Wayne County always had an answer for our little runs. Our runs weren't near long enough, and we didn't play a complete game enough to really, as Puckett, a miss from deep.
And Wayne will pick it up, and McDonald will foul him with 10 seconds, and really only a formality at this point, Cam.
Yeah, being down double digits is tough to come back from. And the frustrating thing, Josh, is they did not play bad tonight. The definition of a bad basketball game was not what Hickman County put out tonight, but one where you could argue that they have not played basketball for a week, and that goes for the girls' game as well. I hate that it took both teams longer to knock the rust off than as when McDonald goes in, takes a reverse lay to end the game. But Josh, I hate that we couldn't come out firing. like both Wayne County teams did, and it looked like for the guys that we were going to really get going from the start, but it didn't end that way. Irregardless, a solid game, not one to hang your head on, but a hard one to take, though. It is a tough game to take that loss in because, again, they didn't play bad.
And Cam, while this definitely was a winnable game, remember, Wayne County is 11-5 for a reason, right? They're a good team. They have a lot of talented young men on that floor. But I know Hickman County will be kicking themselves tonight over the small little things they could have done differently. But you can see a lot of positives tonight as well. Will McDonald had one of his better games that I remember seeing, not only in scoring, not only even on defense, but in the hustle department. He put his heart and soul on the floor here tonight in J.E. Cisco, and effort and hustle are one of the few things that you cannot teach, and Will McDonald showed that out there tonight. And I think it's definitely something that will rub off on teammates. When you see a player playing hard, same with Braden Brown, that's the effect that he has on this team. When he plays at 110%, it'll make everyone else want to elevate their game as well.
Yeah, Josh, you can't say enough about those two guys tonight. They absolutely balled out. They played their games. They were so valuable to this team tonight. They, like I said, showed up, balled out. Nothing to hang your hat on. But, you know, and Elisha Puckett tonight, good as always, not his most efficient night. I think that was a part of the result, is that, you know, wonderful score. Wasn't on his best game tonight, right? It took him a little bit to get started, especially in the first half. Missed, I think, 4 from deep, which is okay. It happens. It's basketball. But the thing that really stuck out to me was on defense. It looked like their mind was on what was going wrong on offense. I want to see those guys, you know, a huge part, especially a game like basketball, is you have to immediately forget the mistakes that you made before. That will cause you turmoil to the utmost that you don't have to deal with if you have a good mindset going into it. So, you know, I really want to see those guys the rest of the season. And Josh, that game coming up Friday is going to be the biggest game for that. We're playing at East. You cannot let anything affect you there. If anything affects you there, it's going to be a long night.
And Cam, and I think Coach Gordon said it best when we were interviewing him. He said, in rivalry games, it doesn't matter how good one team is or how bad another is. No matter what the year is, these teams will always be playing each other 100%. And I think we can look back in the world of college football, right? The Michigan Wolverines were able to defeat the Ohio State Buckeyes 13-10 in a game where no one thought Michigan had a chance because of the sheer talent differential, because of how successful Ohio State had been all year. Ohio State finds themselves playing for a national title, even after that tough loss to a team that was truthfully inferior to them. But because it was a rivalry, people know the game as being one of the biggest rivalries in all of sports, especially in college football. But the point in me saying that is because you never know what can happen during a rivalry game. Now, on paper, should Hickman County defeat the Eagles this Friday? Yes, they should. Will they? Who knows, right? It depends on how they play and how they handle the away game heat. Now, we know every time East is in J.E. Cisco, they are getting a constant earful from a packed house. When Hickman County, when the Bulldogs make their trek down the East Hickman, they will be getting an earful for 4 straight quarters, guys and girls, from a packed house of East Hickman Eagle fans. So I can't even begin to predict what I expect from this game. As I said, on paper, the Bulldogs should walk out victorious, but it depends on how they conduct, how they handle themselves, and how they play basketball.
Yeah, Josh, and I think that goes for every game for us. You know, you have to stay within yourself, and it has to be a full team commitment. At no point should you look at the game in front of your face as as something daunting. It's it's a tough game to play. But the beautiful thing is there's always tomorrow. And something that, has stuck with me my whole life, us being big baseball guys, Coach Chester told us a story that Colton Miley, a young man that lost his life right after high school, used to go out to the field every day, and Coach Chester would go, ask him how his day was, how he was doing, and he just looked up and said, "Coach, it's a beautiful day for baseball." And I think that if that attitude and that energy is applied to anything that you do in life, but to these guys especially, in this next game and after this game, waking up, it's a beautiful day for basketball. It's the next day, it's a new day. Picking up your head and keep moving forward. Don't let this game affect you, because you know what can happen on Friday night. And as to the crowd, when you are playing at East Hickman, those lights can get really bright really quick, right? And thank goodness for guys like Elisha Puckett and a lot of these juniors that have the experience of even going to the state tournament. Those, like I said, when you make a mistake, it feels like you're playing in third person. And that's a rowdy place to play. And that's not a knock on anybody. In fact, that is a wonderful thing, because you love passionate fans and people feeling passionate for your school. So shout out to all the East Hickman fans for being that passionate and making it a tough place to play. But it's one of those, you have got to fully prepare and appreciate what you have in front of you. Go out and ball out.
Absolutely, Cam. And I know for us, of course, working for WNKX, the station that covers the entirety of Hickman County, even though we are Hickman County alumni, as far as the station goes, it's a win-win, right? East or Hickman County, as we represent both of them. So I'm just hoping to see a good game in Hickman County. The Bulldogs definitely need it, right? They need a win just so they can see things trending in the right direction, right? Last week they had a 1-1 split. They came out and beat Waverly, and what was truthfully not Hickman County's best performance by any means. I mean, the margin of victory was a lot smaller last Tuesday than it was when we played Waverly here at home. And of course, you had the tough Santa Fe loss on Monday. They had to contend with, of course, the 3,000-point shooter, number 13, Aiden Slaughter, who absolutely tore the house down. So Hickman County has definitely found themselves in a rough stretch, but I think Friday, as you've said, is a great opportunity for them to get back on track. And I look at the stat sheet here tonight, and Cam, we started talking about this just a little bit ago. I mean, last Tuesday against Waverly, Elisha Puckett went for 25 points. What does he do tonight? He goes for 23, only 2 points off of the winning effort last week. But Cam, what I've noticed, we only keep up with the shots made, right? We don't keep up with the misses, right? If we did keep up with the misses, I think a lot of the problems that we see that happen during the course of the game would be made a lot more apparent to us, right? I think you used the word efficiency earlier. You can put up a lot of points, but if you're missing a lot of key shots, that can also be detrimental to a team, and that goes for every guy on this team as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely not a knock against Elisha, and it's just to simply say he did not have his best night, of course, and that happens. You are not always going to have your best night, but on a night like this, I will say Elisha, his awareness and movement of the ball is very good. He's a very intelligent basketball player, but my biggest takeaway when Elisha is the most efficient is when our offense is in the best flow. And that goes for anybody. It could be Kevin Durant, and that's what that result is. But when your offense is not in a flow, that's a result of lack of movement from players off the ball. Tonight, that is the biggest issue I had. There was not enough movement off the ball. There was not enough backside screens. There was not enough cut into the basket. Just a night of being a little stagnant. Now, what is that a result of? Is that a result of having all those days off? Is that a result of just not having your best day? That is what I'm diagnosing if I'm Coach Dawson, is why were we not playing our game? Why was it out of sync? Why were we a little out of order? That's what I'm going to look for Friday, is this offense and this team to find their flow and offense again.
Now, Cam, I think what a blessing is, right? We're used to these Monday, Tuesday, Thursday weeks where it's boom, 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 really no rest for the weary. But now you play just one game today, and you've got 2 days to prepare for Friday, right? No 3-game week this week. We were informed, I was texted by Coach Dawson a day or so ago, and he said that the Harpeth game that we missed on Friday will be made up on July 25th, which I believe, or not July 25th, January 25th. It's still a J month. January 25th, I believe, that's a Saturday, and it will be held at the normal time. So that'll be a big game as well, of course. Other than tournaments, not really accustomed to playing on Saturdays. And Cam, as a former athlete yourself, how does playing on these different days that you're not used to playing on, does that ever affect your game at all?
If you let it, Josh, if you let it. You know, my favorite thing when you're playing on those weekends, on those weird days, is, the weirdest, hardest days to play for me were Wednesdays, right? But, I had a lot of travel baseball experience, and the best advice that I can give someone when you are playing on a weekend, when you feel like you shouldn't be, you're not in that rhythm, is to go through your routine. Wake up that morning at whatever time you wake up to go to school, eat the same breakfast you do, and then go to the gym. Go to somewhere that you are accustomed to. Don't get yourself out of your routine, because that is what's going to throw you off. If you sleep in till 10, you're not going to play good. And you might. I never did. And so, if we ever had a game that was on a weird day, I'd wake up, do the same routine, eat the same thing, go about my day as if it was just a normal day. And I think that's the biggest thing, the toughest thing when you're battling on those weird days.
Well, not only is it a weird day, but it's a district opponent, right? You don't want to undersell any of the other games that aren't districts, but I think the games have a little bit more oomph. They have a little bit more importance when you're playing a district opponent, because that has a lot of weight towards the end of the season. And I think how Hickman County plays in the district will be a pretty telltale sign of how they'll play when it comes time for postseason.
Yeah, Josh. The first game of the season is always super hype, but the first district game of the season was always when I was at peak, like I could run through a wall, like just ready to go, because those games do mean more. And you want to come out and you want to punch them in the mouth. And the thing about Harpeth teams, my whole life, have always had our numbers.
Well, I think back to baseball specifically. I mean, me and you played middle school ball together, played high school ball together in the same class, of course, of 2020. And it seemed like every year, especially in middle school, we would get to the district tournaments. We would be on fire after winning our last few regular season games. We would beat Harpeth a time or two in the regular season, and then when we beat them, and then when we faced them in postseason time, they became juggernauts. They became the 1920s New York Yankees. And it seems like teams can definitely have that over you. And I would say a lot of it is a mental challenge, more so than it is a physical, because physically you've beaten them before, but mentally, when you play this specific team at this specific time, that's when you can feel like you're in a bit of danger.
Yeah, Josh, and the thing that always gets me about Harpeth is they are always well coached and well disciplined. That is just what Harpeth does. It doesn't matter what sport, where you're at. They are well coached, well disciplined. And any game you play against a well-coached, well-disciplined opponent is one that is not going to be easy for you. It is going to be a tough matchup. And so, they might not be the biggest team, they might not be the fastest team, but they know ball and they know where they need to be, and they limit their mistakes. And so that is what they do, and you have to match that. And that's what makes them so difficult is the lack of mistakes. You have to match what they do, and so it's tough.
Now, Cam, we talk about Harpeth. That game's still over a week away, right? Not this Saturday, but the next. So I think Hickman County needs to keep their eyes focused on the here and now. And you mentioned discipline a whole lot, and discipline is what it takes to beat a rival. Discipline is what it takes to win a game on the road, especially in a hostile environment like East Hickman is. And I think that if Hickman County can keep their minds at ease, if they can quiet the noise, I think they'll be just fine. Now, tonight, I thought Hickman County did a pretty decent job of staying disciplined. The majority of the playmakers, I believe Elisha Puckett didn't have his first foul until the second half, right? And that goes for a lot of the guys out there, the only exception to that being Dylan Qualls. And we know he usually will rack up the fouls because he's an aggressive defender. And that's honestly his biggest strength and his biggest weakness as well. But foul trouble is what comes with being an aggressive defender. And tonight it was just a little bit more than we're used to seeing, right? Now we're used to him getting about 3-4 fouls late in the fourth quarter, but not as early as he did tonight.
Yeah, Josh, Dylan is so gifted vertically. And it is just the aggressiveness. Like, when he's on defense, he has the ability to make highlight reel blocks and steals and stuff like that. And having the discipline to know when to go for those. And Josh, let's say you're 16, 17, and you have a really good vertical and you can jam with the best of them. Are you not going to want to block every shot? and so it is, I get it. I get where Dylan's coming from. I'm super athletic. I'm super tall, and I can make these highlight reel plays. But picking and choosing is a big thing that I want to see from him. Is picking my spots to do those.
So Cam, I don't think we'll probably get a word with Coach Dawson here tonight. They still haven't left the locker room yet, but a lot of discussion needs to be done. I'm glad Coach Dawson has taken the time with his guys, and hopefully we'll get a word from him hopefully this Friday.
And hopefully a player of the game as well, hoping for a big W.
So, folks, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight to WNKX. I've been Josh Copley alongside my broadcast colleague Cameron Peters. We hope you all have a great week. We will see you all on Friday in what is the biggest rivalry game of the year. You won't want to miss it. We'll see you then Friday, January 17th, 6 p.m. start time. Good night and farewell.